Oh, okay, there you go. My mic is muted. Hello, hello, hello. Wait, why is none of my... Not a single one of my things are working right now. What the hell? LMG is going ahead. What happened to the mom? Mom. Okay, let me refresh all of my sources real quick. Hold on. My alerts to work. Then trigger, of course. Mission goal. Nothing's like showing. There we go. Ah, yes, my large pupil. That's good. Sensei, how are you been? I'm not along. Okay, tell them what's on. I can't. It's hard for me to stream during these days because, once again, I'm only able to stream in the mornings. But doing it alongside fasting is not easy. So I think we'll. Oh, I gotta. Yep, storage. Okay. I gotta like not stream for too long today. So maybe do like 2 hours, 3 hours, probably. Probably out. Next. Ali, what's good, brother? Welcome back. Alright. But yeah, you guys saw the title. I dropped a tier list yesterday. So just gonna make it easy for you. I'm gonna put it up screen a bit. Just go over it. So yeah, this is my tier list right now. I made this yesterday because I was like, you know, maybe I want these. Hold on, you know what? Let me actually get my avatar here. Hold on. Alright, there you go. Now I gotta unmute this. Wait, Toonsy, thank you for switching this up. Difficulty, that'd be fun.
You should do a character difficulty list as well.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But yeah, appreciate the sub, man. Thank you so much for the 2-month streak. Milky, what's good? Why are you crying? Better to Brian is S plus or no sub for me. Act like I won't sell out for a good time. Anyways. Good, what's good? You're back. Yeah. It's hard for me to stream during Ramadan, you know? It's hard. Because you're fasting and everything, and so it's like you gotta save your energy a little bit, you know. But I still want to do this tier list. Where did I have him? Where did I have him originally? Hold on, I gotta go back to my own tier list. Okay, I had him between King and okay, yeah, so perfect. Brian community gonna dox you? Listen, they know the character is stupid, right? That's all I gotta say. All right, so I guess we'll. Hajime Maste, or let's get started, as they say. Do I gotta talk about top 5? I might as well, right? Just to go over it real quick. Yoshi. The reason why I have him here is because of his, obviously, you know, because of Flash. Flash is one of the most, like, I guess you could say, like, biggest conditioning moves that the game has to offer, especially in a game that has such fast pacing. I feel like the Flash riff recovery needs to be, like, changed. To be like a losing S plus. Dude, y'all are acting like, okay, you know what? Here you go. There you go. Alright, you happy? Happy? God damn. So Yoshi, I feel like, well, first of all, let me just talk. Let me just bring up oh my god, that's 25 gifting. What the fuck, man? This man really sold out. Just because of one placement. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Ellie. God damn, bro. I can't get it out loud. Jeez. Also, where is my multiple gift subs? Okay, you know what? I guess we gotta see if this Reina gets 25 more times. God damn. Good Drago Yoshi, the best tier, friend. Okay, I'll go over in a second. I just wanted to explain things, but oh my god. Thank you so much for the subs. I appreciate it, Ellie. Thank you. It does help a lot, man. Alright, let me I can just do this. Will this? Bruh. I love Elisa. Elisa, okay, you know what? Let me put them back to where they belong. My god. Just like a cover this aspect. I'll put them there afterwards. Trust me. Alright. Alright, let me do something real quick. Hold on. I gotta adjust this. Not that. There's been S plus tier. You know what? Just for the sake of this video. Listen, I'll put him there afterwards. Trust. Let me I don't know why my thing doesn't log in. Hold on. Me. And still I'm like no gives up. It's okay, man. You'll get it. It's good. I appreciate the generosity, man. It does mean a lot. Thank you. Does that work? Okay, it fixed it. Never mind. I don't know why it doesn't like show that I got like multiple stuff. Man, I do appreciate it, Ellie, though. It does mean a lot. Thank you so much for your generosity, man. Oy, oy, oy. Where is this thing? You know, it's great. It's great. It's great. Forget about it. We're gonna just see this gift 24 times. Alright. Tunes with the gifts of the mask. Thank you. Just hooking him up. Thank you. Alright. So yeah. Let me talk about Yoshi real quick. Okay, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna hear this notification the whole time while we're doing. Let me pick Yoshi. Okay. Also, let me turn off this. I don't know why that's. Short notification. There we go. This is a very underprepared video, so excuse my poor attempts at explaining this. Where is Yoshi? There he is. Alright, we'll go over one by one. Doesn't like seeing Reina 25 times. You know what? You're right. Also accurate. Why is the thing still there? Hold on. I might just do this actually. Discord's bugged at this point. There we go. Poor ties. Alright. So yeah, Yoshi. Where do I start with this character? So besides following me with this sub, thank you. Bro, can I talk about this?
99 yen wabu yoj, 99 yen wabu yoj, 99 yen wabu yoj, 99 yen wabu.
Wabu. Shout out to you and Chris for the email, by the way. Yeah, thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Oy. Alright. Yoshi. Oh, Yoshi. Besides for 1+2 being like having insane tracking, because this move's like one of the most hardest moves that's happened in the game. This has like so much coverage. Like whenever he has heat on and like he wants to burn heat, like, this move is like super hard to step. Like you gotta time your steps so well to the right, otherwise it's like super hard to get around. And of course, you know, spin already doing what it does, like having all sorts of messed up stuff that he's able to escape that no one normally able to escape. PPO, let's go there. Besides that, also having like one of the best down 4-2s in the game, by the way. This down 4-2 has insane range, and not just that, like just the hitbox on it's like insanely good, and like the whip recovery is also really good as well. I don't know why, but like his safe down 4-2 is like one of the best. Besides that, obviously Flash. I'm not gonna talk about Flash too much, do I? You know, obviously like having like almost no whip recovery at all, so making like really hard to whip punish. Of course, this having access to all this damage and no sword as well, also with like insane combos, and everything goes into like a mix-up as well. So he does 3-1. He has a mix-up off of it. Goes into this stupid thingy, sword thingy. I'm not gonna talk about Opni evasion, do I? You know what? I'm gonna just show you one small interaction, just to prove my case for Hopni, man. 3-1 is broken. 3-1 is stupid. Not just that. Like, look at this. If you're like Heihachi, for example, like this happened to me and I'm still shook about it. Let me sorry. No. I'm sorry. Fucking muscle memory. Again. Okay.
Who is booing?
All right, look at that.
Who is booing?
Who's booing?
Who is booing?
So check it out.
Who is
Check
booing?
it out.
Are you booing to me?
So Heihachi's Snap for 1 can get crushed by Yoshi Hopni consistently. There is something wrong with this Hopni. Like, my man's crushing not only highs on lows, but also mids with the stupid Hopni. Like, there's some actual BS happening with this stupid move. I hope it gets toned down soon. Like, all this game-breaking stuff is like getting Yoshi way too much mileage at the moment. And you don't really see him too often in tournaments, I feel like, because like, although he's super strong on paper, he's still a bit of a headache to pilot sometimes. He has a lot of, you know, his kit's so overwhelming. Like, he's such an overwhelming kit that sometimes it might feel like a little bit too hard to like, I guess you could say like just put it all together. Like he's like a big bag of tricks, right? Obviously, like Yoshi's like known for that, like being a big old bag of tricks. So it's like, even though he's like super insanely strong, has all this game breaking things, it still takes someone who studies the character well in order to do well with him. I feel like at least that's currently how I feel. Even though he's super strong, but you know, at the same time, the skill ceiling has been drastically reduced down compared to before. Like before, like Yoshi like had to, like a true specialist. Now it's like, if you put in the time for Yoshi, you can definitely do well with him. You know, like, and you know, Parzian being proof of that. Like, oh hey, look at this! I just study the character. You know, maybe put a month or two in. You know, afterwards do really well with him. But I feel like he's still like you gotta study really well in order to do well with him. But even then, like this character's still stupid. Like obviously, this guard break is being messed up, especially in like the upcoming like season. If they don't make this full crash low like any bit slower, it might be guaranteed straight up after like a heat engager. Like, imagine doing this and you enter crouch and then you do this. I can't do it properly. That's gonna be messed up. What's good? People do listen to your list. That actually would be funny. That's good, dude. But yeah, that and of course his wall combo being absurdly strong. So like, I don't gotta talk about it, do I? This being an endless loop, where if you tech roll immediately, you can react to it and still get it unblockable on you. That's like, I don't know why this not been toned down yet. This same combo existed in Tekken 7, but like a different route, but the same idea, where it's like you had the same like loop situation in the wall, and like it had like little to no counterplay to it. And like now the same situation exists in Tekken 8 and they still haven't done anything about it. So like this wall combo has to go soon. There's just way too much. And obviously, like I talked about his wall carry as well. Like his wall carry, you know, being like one of the best in the game as well. Like being able to do like insane stuff. How do you do a run thing? I have no idea how to play. I have no idea how to do his inputs. But his running move, he's able to do the wall carry across like the whole stage. So like on top of on top of everything he has one of the best wall carry in the game. Really easy routes. Still has this guard break setup, by the way. I don't know how to do I don't know the input for it, but like his guard break setup, but you know, you've all probably seen it before, like where they force you to stay on the ground. If you get up, they get free plus 14. And then, you know, afterwards they get a free back to 2 launcher with heat engager, which is incredibly messed up. Like, I can just go on with this character like all day. Like, there's just way too much going on for this character at the moment, and like, he definitely needs a lot of toning down because the amount of shit that he's able to do that's game breaking is just way too much, you know? Kuma. 2-2-2-3. Yeah, dead 2-2-2, down to 2. Yeah, all that stuff is just stupid. But yeah, that's just Yoshi in a nutshell. I feel like I don't want to talk about him too much because it's just a headache, you know. we don't want to fucking talk about him all day. I feel like if I went into too much detail, I would just stay here for like 2 hours. Kuma, honestly, he would be a lot lower if it wasn't for his heat being so OP. Like, it's legit funny. Like, if you're playing Kuma and it's like, it doesn't really matter how bad or good of a player you are, the gameplay looks really fucking similar.
Ready for the next battle.
Because it's just because of how like oppressive his heat is. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, there's not much character expression when it comes to this character at this moment. Like, obviously strong defense is still required with Kuma. Well, I guess semi-strong defense at this point, you could say. Also, yes, Bear has Weiwu. You guys didn't know. This is a recent addition. Kuma has an actual wave dash. But it's like, the amount of like defensive options that you as the defender have to do with this character is way too limited. Way too limited. Okay, it's screen. Oh yeah, my bad. I just feel, you know what? Let me do this. I'll put the tier list like here, down. Or you know what? No. I'll just manually do it so I don't forget. Anyway, I was talking about Bear Weiwu here. Hello. Anyways, yeah, so obviously I'm not gonna talk about his heat game. It's like this character becomes a whole different character. it's so funny. Like right now, Kuma's like A tier, D tier maybe, like A tier over here. Then she's on heat, and now he's S plus. It's literally like the funniest shit because I don't know why, but besides having a special mid electric, which is already messed up, a true high crush by the way, meaning that if you have certain sequences, and in this case, we're gonna show my own character, right? Easy mode Reina.
Get ready for the next battle.
وشخصية بالنص في شخصيات اسكا اي تير Okay, so just to show you an example of like how good this high crush is. Think about this move, right? So you have a really good high crush move. In this case, do it. It doesn't really matter if you do the full charge, which by the way, the full charge version also breaks power crushes and breaks reversals, which is also messed up. But you can just literally just buffer it at any point, and it doesn't really matter what string you're thinking, that the opponent's throwing your way. If there's a high gap in there, and you just randomly decide to do, hey, let me just pop an electric in here, just out of nowhere, that like having a true high crush off of this is just absurdly strong. And not just that, like being able to condition with all this, being able to choose between like going for regular electric or special guard, like special charge electric, which breaks all guards, meaning that power crushing is not even an option. And you add this well his 13 frame high crushing homing heat smash. Way too much, Character has way too much going for him. And like it just leaves very little like counterplay to offer. So it's like there's just way too much. I guess you could say like there's just way too much conditioning with this character. That's it can for example, like well look at Joker for example, like it lets you like end up in this spiral where it's like you end up overthinking like as a defender, like hey, what do I actually have here to do? Like he makes you like so scared to do anything because of how like one mistake can cost you your whole health bar that you end up wanting to do nothing. And that's a big problem in this game, is that when your only result is being able to do nothing the whole time, that's not a healthy game state, I dick jab, you die. Like, okay, you do the down jab. Guess what? He still has a power crush heat engager. Still has like a million ways to still stop you afterwards. Just way too much stuff. And if you mistime your down jab, like that's just asking to die, So it's legit. Like that's the only reason why I have him so high, because I feel like he's like borderline. Like when Touch is just popping heat, he becomes like the most impressive character in the game. Where it's like, and you watch any high level people fight against Kuma, and like the result is always the same. They're just holding back the whole time. They're just waiting for that heat meter to literally wear off. Because that's the only thing you can do. That's the only logical thing you can do. Like, okay, take all the ship damage, then afterwards try your best to earn your health back. That is your only possible way of surviving. Otherwise, it is way too risky to engage in a situation where he has, he's threatening you with a full launcher, right? Where like, if you try to power crush, for example, like he can still, he can just decide, hey, let me just randomly charge my electric out of nowhere, or hey, if you want to sidestep afterwards, right? Because you can sidestep to the right afterwards. If they're being way too brain dead with their electrics, you can sidewalk to the right. Do that. But then you add in like really safe launchers between them, like this. Or sorry, not that. What's the move again? Backwards. That right there. This adds conditioning. Obviously having this as well. Like all these things we can just do just to stop you from like trying to move as well. Not just that, also like adding in this as well, just making you not want to move at all. Just it's literally up to the player. Hey, when do I feel like doing this move? Or hey, when do I feel like doing that move? And like it's the most like less like it's like the least amount of stress that the Kuma has to like think about. Like it gets to the point where they're just like, I get to control the game for like 10 seconds now. You can't do shit. It's just way too much, man. We're not talking about Oscar right now, though. We'll get to Oscar soon. But like, it just it doesn't really matter like how good or bad you are with Kuma. Like the strategy looks the same. Just a matter of like how like well you like become annoying with when it comes to like utilizing his like kits, right? So someone calls you out for just spamming electrics all day, like having the awareness to actually like abuse that and then start doing other options off of your electric instead of just spamming it all day, Of course, not just that. Obviously, bears having like stubby legs makes them like escape certain characters like low pressure, for example. And one of them being like Fang, for example, right? Fang has a really hard time like bullying Kuma because Kuma can just do this backdash all day, right? But having stubby legs be hard to hit all the time, which makes him for some really, really awkward matchups. But besides being a very, very awkward character, it's just a lot of random stuff, But yeah, that's a pretty annoying part as well. Do I gotta talk about more? I don't think I have to. I think Kuma's pretty, pretty well known at this point. I don't gotta talk about much. Nina. So Nina, the issue with her is, like, besides having like, I guess you could say like Tekken 7 buttons. Like Hayashida is also really incredibly like insanely like strong. Like this move right here is able to escape both mid pressure and like being able to like let you like it fully like covers like any like low attempts that people try to throw at you, right? So I was playing Williams for example yesterday, and anytime we tried to do the Hayashida, he escaped any 442 attempt I tried, and if I tried to like do a random hell sweep, I still ended up getting like blocked because Hayashida has a lot of block actions, right? Not just that, down for 1-2. This is incredibly broken. And the reason why is because of the amount of extension that it has. Down for 1-2 being a jailing mid-high string, meaning that you have no form of like ducking this. I feel like you should, if you're able to duck down for 1-2, that would be a huge nerf for Reina. Of course, down for 1 only being like -1. So like now besides having like a very strong recovering mass down for 1. Because most majority of the cast, like when it comes to like they're down for 1, like most of them have like a -3 at least. Like see like Reina for example is -3. Think about most characters, they have like -3 down for 1s. Like very rarely you'll see -1s these days. Like you'll have Lars, Lee, and like Nina at this point still having -1, and that's still like a whole privilege in its own right. So having a very strong like recovering like down for 1, being able to go off all these extensions, having all these sort of like bugs where she's able to just pull up, she's able to straight up like stop you from stepping any direction, depending on like what side she's using, right? So you see how like right now you're able to step while staying 4, or rather like delay it, right? But right now you can't really step it from either side unless you're on 2P, I guess. Even then, like right now I can't step it, right? But if you physically choose the opposite side of Nina, suddenly magic happens. Suddenly you're able to step this move. Gotta go left. Hold on, right. Bum. This move is incredibly super. How did this bug happen? Was it the opposite? I think it was the opposite. I think it was actually the opposite. Okay. So on 2P, you can't step this, but I believe on 1P, right? So if you use on 1P, this move becomes steppable. So it's like some goofy stuff. So can't go left. You can go right though. Has to be a side step. Can't go left, but you can definitely go right. There you go. I said right's viable. And like if you switch positions, I believe the same still applies. But now if you switch sides, and let's say you physically picked the right side instead of picking the left side. Like this is just a side thing, right? Suddenly it's homing. Doesn't really matter what position you end up in. This move suddenly becomes unsteppable, and it just makes no sense. That's a legitimate issue in the game, and it's not just her. A lot of characters have this issue as well. But she gets to abuse it the most because she's already doing it from a very visible move. So imagine having one of the most bugged interactions in this game while having one of the most abusable strings in the game as well. It just makes for some like insane like conditioning. It's just way too much. Of course, I'm gonna talk about Gun Walker, do I? Like this, and he is just one of the best walkers in the game. Like, dude, seeing Nina on like a stage like secluded training ground is just funny because she's doing all these combos and where she's just literally blasting guns from like so far away, and is just able to just break all 3 walls like so easily and then getting insane damage out of it as well. Just way too much, man. Of course, having like insanely strong low strings. For some reason, her full crush low doesn't really need a clean hit, whereas most people's full crush lows that tend to like sweep the floor also has like a clean hit requirement. But for some reason, Nina does not need that. You can just do the sweep like super far away. Doesn't really matter what range she's at, and still get a clean hit every single time. I don't know why. And that's that. Obviously, Blonde Bomb. Like, this is one of the most impressive power crouch in the game. Besides being a heat engager, right? Being able to do from crouch as well. Like, it just... Like, obviously, they deleted it now in Season 2, thank God. But, like, it just gave her way too much to work with, yeah? Of course, having one of the strongest ulti in the game as well. Of course, having a bunch of health deleting moves as well. So, like this, being a health leader, I guess you could say. I believe if I go through her move list, I might be able to find the category for it. Yep, look at this. Look at how many health leading moves she has. So, this is a privilege for Nina, by the way. Like, not many people have health leading moves like her. Like, most people at most maybe have one besides Universal Rage Arts. But for her, like, look at how many moves she has. Like, this is a throw. Remember, no, this is just a regular grab. People do that. Side throws also delete health. Or rather, delete chip rather, my bad. Same thing with her back turn grabs. Regular command grabs. Delete chip. From her chain grab as well. Like, all this deletes chip. In a game where, you know, okay, so here's the problem, right? You factor in a character that can do a lot of chip damage to you, and give them plenty of ways, I mean plenty of ways, to just straight up delete your chip bar. So, but like, imagine Elisa was able to do the same thing. Like thank God she's not able to do the same thing, right? Like, having all these like ways to just delete your health bar, it's a privilege, man. Like, I don't know why they decided to just give one character like all these ways, and then just for the rest of the cast, like, just barely two, you know? This is more like a system issue in my opinion. But there's just so much going for it, man. Okay, I'm probably gonna talk waifu privilege. I don't think waifu privilege is the thing to talk about here. Who's Mike the Purple? That's a guy that hit me up in Discord saying he has like a project that he wants to work on. I don't know him as a person, but he asked a couple of people as well about this certain project he has. But I guess he's like trying to get some heads. I don't know. Anyways, what was I talking about? I have a question. If anyone can help tell you the factor. Okay, I'll leave a question to that. Anyways, back to this list. Jin. Do I gotta talk about Jin? Okay, you know what? Just to speedrun through this a little bit. I feel like I might just go over like a bunch of things as we go through it like one by one. So Jin. Do I gotta talk about him? Do I really gotta talk about him? I feel like we're just so tired of Jin at this point. You know what? Quick little reminder, I guess, before we see this character get gutted. Hopefully.
Get ready for the next battle.
Crash course. Fuck it. Crash. Did I pick Reina? Okay. I was gonna say like wait, am I that like why does that dumb? Anyways, Jin. So 2-1, most broken move of the game, probably. So 2-1 has way too much conditioning. So first of all, besides being a fast recovering high mid jailing string from a Jad, only being -3 on block, going to a safe extension is also -9 on block. Being able to condition so much of this move alone is like, you might as well be in autopilot mode. How much this move can do for you. Down 2 has insane range, is really difficult to set. Being a high crush low. So besides all that, being only -14, offering a full counter launcher. And also, you don't have to even go for like actual like Zen Castle here. Like, some of his roots can actually allow you to just do like Nemo Electric, for example, like that. You know that execution's not a fact at all. Like, here, let me show you my moves real quick. So if you land like an electric or something, you don't gotta do the actual execution for another one. You can just do manual Zen and get a free electric afterwards with like no sacrifice to your damage at all. So besides having really easy roots, having one of the best keep up moves in the game with like forward 4, for example, back to 1, one of the best strings to just throw out in the game, like, which way too many like good buttons. Down 4 being only -1 as a high crush low as well. So he has 2 high crush lows. Down 2 being pretty much homing. Down 4 also being insanely strong, being only -1 in hit. Like, although being his fastest low, because he doesn't have a generic low from standing, right? This being only -1 gives him way too much to work with because he can just move afterwards, right? Just gonna be like eat out a 2-4, which by the way, 2-4's range is insanely like insane. I don't know why 2-4 like wall splash from so far away, but like the range is way too much, in my opinion. Anything like back 1-2. Back 1-2 has a huge confirm window. And like send him like it sends him so far away. So besides having an insanely strong like 10 frame, also being able to switch between that or 2-1, also being a natural 10 frame and giving him +6 to work with, while being 18 damage. So it's like I can just choose in going for like a 30 damaging 10 frame punish, which gives me insane plus frame to work with. Even though it's duckable high, right? But most people will not duck it because of 2-1 existing, right? And that's only -3. So it's like you're able to do so much with this character while actually, you know, risking so little. Yeah. Of course, Sword 4 being one of the best moves in the game as well, having insane range. Like look at bro, look at that. Look at how far away she is, and I'm still hitting her. Bruh. This move is like it's always been like this though, right? Like this will always be like one of the best moves in the game. Like I don't gotta talk about it. Imagine to give Nina, Reina, pure electric off. I kind of want that, to be honest. Everyone can do it. Like Heihachi can, like Jin can. So it's like I kind of want to see Reina do it as well. But I'm gonna talk about it. Of course, besides having really strong moves, you know, for some reason Magic 4 on counter hit. Like this, of course, being character frames is also really fast. Obviously, gives a battery spin on normal hit. Gives a full wall spin on normal hit. And you can do a lot of like stupid stuff with like down 4, for example. You can do like this as you try to like move afterwards. If they try to swing at you afterward, you can do up 4-2, which up 4-2 is also -7 only 15 frame evasive move. Meaning that if you have like a quick homing move, you can shut down up 4-2 really well. But because this move is so fast, there's so little you're able to do to stop him just getting out this move, right? You gotta just play around with him most of the time. You can do like a generic throw, which has some risk to it. And of course, on counter, giving a full knockdown. Up 4-2 is just way too strong. Like, it's just way too safe. Having all these things all being safe is just incredibly stupid. Of course, besides his safety, having more save strings. So, for example, if you try to move after his electric, right? It's very common full charge after electric, for example. So, actually, before I talk about that, let me talk about his tracking. So of course, tracking being one of his strongest as well, having an answer for almost any situation. And besides that, having insanely impressive flying moves. Like this move tends to realign really well with you and has a lot of active frame, meaning that the further you are from him, the more it tracks. And then not just that, the more plus it becomes unblocked. So see that? See how it's becoming like +7, +6, +5, whatever the case might be. Like the further away you are, the more plus you just way too like like the moment you add like this, then being able to go into electric as well, which also has like, by the way, I don't know why, but his electric fully homes to the left. Like this electric is fully homing to the left, meaning that you try to at any point go to the left side, he does electric, fully homes. So you're forced to go to the right most of the time, and then that opens up all sorts of things for him as well. And I don't know why, because in this game, like when it comes to stepping electrics in general, like now you're able to do like both sides. Like, oh, I can't do electric. Bad. Bro, tonight I'm not warmed up at all. This is what no warm up, no food goes looks like, by the way. Nice. I can't even do the electric. Alright, I'm revoking my Reina main rights, by the way. Average Reina main chicken. Bro, I need food. I can't eat. Ah, there we go. Yeah, being able to step electric both sides now is like pretty important in this game. And like still maintaining a plus unblock launcher that's fully homing to one side is insanely impressive. Even though Jin's hook fist does recover a bit slower than electric, it's still like insanely strong how it's able to just fully home to one side, whereas electric no longer do that. So it's like they did this universal change where stepping electric became a lot easier, right? Like much easier to step. But now it's like, yep. Why is this not a play for Jin as well? So it's like, I definitely need to see some form of nerf tracking for his electric as well. Because I feel like moving forward, especially in this game where like we want sidestepping to be more viable, having all these ways to just stop you from like doing anything makes you more like, it makes you not want to step at all. Yeah, makes you just want to hold back most of the time, just try to react to his lows, because most of his lows tend to be a little bit slow, right? Down to 20 frames, and back forward 20 frames. Even health save is like a little bit slow, right? Coming out around like frames, something like that. You factor in like the crash dash and whatnot. So like these lows tend to be a lot on the slower side. So like your best bet is just to like play mostly defensive, right? You just want to not run into all of his god button, because most of his stuff doesn't really carry much risk at all. And like this, you know, as I mentioned tracking earlier, right? Example, like if you block his electric, right? This move will cover both sides and be a full, like it'll be a full frame trap as well. So can't really challenge this very much. To track both sides. Going to a eighth extension, by the way. So this is a mix-up between him going for boom, boom, boom. So a high mid string. That's a fun block. So if you try to just block this, boom, 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 all safe, and not really much. No, you can't really set the third hit either. Let's say like fully max delay the third hit. You can't exactly set this. You can do that, or I go into my mid extension, which is also safe, and even that I can go into a stance. And not just that, if I max delay the second hit, and you for whatever reason decided, hey, I'm gonna decide to challenge this situation. It's a full counter and launcher. So, hold on. A full counter and launcher. For some reason. So, it's like, I don't know why they want you to, like, where is his risk exactly? Like, Jin's risk right now is, like, really non-existent for the most part. Like, he only has to take really, like, he only has to take risks when it comes to like opening up the opponent, I would say. Because most of the time, if they turtle a little bit too much and Jin, you know, gets a little bit frustrated with that, he might be forced to eventually do like a hell sweep here and there just to open you up, and that gives him a full knockdown, which will put it will put the opponent in more of a bad state, because afterwards he gets a full Oki after the ball. Like he can get like down two afterwards, and if you like get up wrong, the full launcher, which means that you're gonna avoid the 4-4-2 Oki. Like you can get all this stuff just for you getting up wrong, just on a healthy attempt. So it's like, up with all this. It's not just that. Obviously, having like one of the best punches in the game as well. You know, as I mentioned earlier, 2-4 being one of the best. Probably the best I-10 in my opinion. Okay? Like this is just insanely strong. Of course, having 2-1 to compensate for that as well. F1-2 insanely underrated. Having same hit confirm window. Of course, 1+2 at 13 frames. Yeah, a full-on heat engager, giving him so much damage as well. Just so much stuff. At 14 frames, having 4-3-1, which is, you know, not too crazy, but still a very, very strong thing to have in your kit. Like an easy 14 frame punish. That's a full launcher as well. So, you know, if you block a 13, if you block like a -14 move, for example, being able to fully launch very, very easily in heat, you know, it's definitely a plus for his kit. And of course, having a hop kick at 15 frames, hop kick or can kick. So both at 15 frames, meaning that it's up to you to choose between which launcher you want to go for, depending on the situation. So you don't even have to rely on this like a hard electric, for example, just to get a launcher in. You can also go for the easy stuff as well. So punishment just top notch, you know, top notch. I don't think anyone's gonna argue. But what makes it so strong as well, like besides all these things that's been standard for years for Jin, is when he has heat. So heat, we've all seen this heat smash, right? Being able to wall splat from so far away. This, I've been complaining about this shit since the beta. Like not in the beta, since pre-alpha, man. I've always mentioned how like Jin's heat smash needs to not be able to send you this far away and be safe on block. And not just that, when he has this like 15 frame heat smash, like besides like having like insane wall splat range, if he decides to burn it near the wall, it gives him +21. Why, man? Why? It's just way too much going on with this. Like, it's just way too much, man. Just way too much. So you have this, and besides that, you also have other options as well. Like, let's say you don't decide to go into his 4 variant, you're still +3 in his stance. And not just that, your electric comes at 11 frames instead of 13, so there's a buffer. Meaning that this doesn't really let you, I don't think it lets you power crush. Could be wrong. Let me just verify that. So I believe if he burns, he smash here. Okay, because it's only +3. But even then, I also talking to stop him challenging as well. Doesn't really allow you to do much here. But most of the time, people just burn this, and they're +9. So I feel like a good balance choice for this is just to not make it plus, first of all. Second of all, if you want to maintain the wall fly range, you have to heavily reduce it. Heavily reduce it. At that moment, it's just way too strong, man. Maybe we'll just do like a really easy combo afterwards as well. Like, look how like far away she is, and it's still able to get a wall flip. And the combo's not even that hard. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call. Hold on. I'm back, sorry. Alright, I had to take it. But yeah, you can power crush with a beat it, yeah. Well, small spot range. Needs it anyways. But yeah, so you add this with this entire kit. I guess in a nutshell, this TLDR, you guys know what you can do at this point. Let me do like one last thing here to show as well. Is counter hit trades. So counter hit trades is still for some reason a thing, and not just that. So if Jin decides, hey, let me just heat out my 0 on block heating agent here. This also gives him a lot of mileage, by the way. Besides being like 0 on block, gives him like so much to work with. If you decide to do like a 13 frame mid check for whatever reason, on trade with his magic 4, gives him a full launcher. It's not just that. Not just that as well. If he decides to go for something else, like, let's say he's near the wall, right? Hold on. Do this. Pretty sure this is possible. Hold on. Let me make sure here. I'm pretty sure that works. I remember thinking it worked. Oh no! I got. I'm going the wrong way. I'm stupid. That one. I remember this working. I'm pretty sure this works. Other way. There we go. So, able to go in that as well. Reina's too small. Yeah, she is pretty small. But the possibilities are endless with this character, man. Do you think I have wilds? No, I'm not a Monster Hunter guy. Not really a big fan of it. Alright, you know what? I must be running through the most of this list because I'm getting a little bit tired. I don't have the energy to explain everything, so I guess visually not explain everything, but I guess I'll just talk about it, right? So Shaheen. The issue with Shaheen is his generic are just way too strong. Has insane ways to break up your guard, so guard break into like a legitimate 50-50 loop afterwards is way too strong. For some reason, I don't know why Shaheen's down for one's homing. Like, if you guys didn't know, Shaheen's down for one is incredibly hard to step, like incredibly hard to step. So like, if you're like +1 against Shaheen, you can step his down for 1. But if you're like -1, for example, you just can't do anything about it.
Get ready for the next battle.
Like, it fully tracks both ways, and it just makes sense. But frame. Oh wait, I'm picking Jin. Oh, fuck it. I'll pick
Get
Pain
ready
against.
for the next battle.
Alright, last visual guide, I guess. I guess the points I'll talk about, I'll just visually show. Yeah, that's this down for one being basically homing both sides. I mean, guys, that is high walking. Taking privilege, I guess. Or is it like a side thing? No, it could be a side thing, actually.
Get ready for the next battle.
Try jabbing. Go. There we go. Homing DF1. So besides down for one being homing, his forward 4 being a safe on block, homing high that gives him a normal hit knockdown into a free back 4 afterwards. This is way too much. It tracks all the time. It tracks all the time. It's just not even like funny. But just having this is just insanely impressive. Of course, his 50-50 being super strong. Like his generics are just way too like they're just way too good. Of course, having a slide mix up that still knocks down. Still a plus. Still having pulse off with it. Being able to do like pulsing, for example. Running 2. No, this is like the basic Tekken loop 101. His down forward 2 is one of the most evasive ones in the game. Probably the best down forward 2 next to Yoshi. This can straight up crush mids. I can show you what that looks like. Hold on. I'll show you a certain 10-hit string. Just to show you the possibilities of this crushing down forward 2. So this is a clip shared by AK a while ago. I still remember the string very well. So this maybe the follow up. Like the one? Let's see. How do you do the follow up? Hold on. Let me look. And hit combo. Wait. Huh? Oh, I'm on shaking, that's why. Hit. Three, two, two, three. Okay, down for 1, 2, 2. Okay. So, bum. Oh. Ah. I am so bad. Okay, so that's a mid, right? Crushes it. So this is just one of the examples of the mids that Kahin can just casually crush. It was down for 2. So yeah, this down for 2 is a lot of evasion to it. Meaning that this is just not the, it's not the average mid he's able to crush. There's a lot of mids he's able to crush with this as well. Only being -7 is also really strong. So besides that, let me go back to the skills for her. Unexpected. It's besides this, having like this loopable guard break. So like whenever he has heat on, of course. I'm picking the wrong character. Hold on. So besides that, this guard break is insanely toxic because of what's able to do. So I feel like if they just tone down guard break, make it not, or rather just tone down 4-2-3 rather. I feel like 4-2-3 is the main problem here, is that they buff this move to be +20 on hit, meaning that you're able to loop the situation a lot. And to a heat smash that's, by the way, this heat smash on whiff is like incredibly safe. Like this is probably the best heat smash in the game when it comes to just being a whip punish, or rather just just being a whiffed heat smash rather. When you whip this heat smash, it is way too difficult to punish. He recovers way too fast. And not just that, for some reason. Okay, 16 frames. Let me do like. Okay. Let me do like a jab. Oh. Boom. Boom. Actually, wait, hold on. Opposite action. How much is down for one from Law? Yes. Okay, that should. So for some reason, Shaheen gets a full launcher off of his. Okay, probably should do a shorter. I gotta show this properly. Hold on. But you guys can see like how the counter hit train situation for Shaheen gets a full launcher for him, which is insanely strong. Here, I'll use Kazuya as an example. Probably best to use Kazuya. Actually, no, Kazuya. This is hard to show. I gotta think of like a minus 15 train situation. But point is, you can see how like this heat match also offers a full launcher on trade, which is like not okay. I believe this is the only heat match in the game that offers it, by the way. Not it. I'm pretty sure this is the only heat match in the game that offers a full counter off of a trade situation. Like a full counter and launcher. Wait, not the best example to show, but you guys can see like the counter is still existing there. You can get like a full float if you do like the right conditioning combo. And just stuff like this existing, it's just way too, like over the top at the moment. My opinion. A lot more fair at least. I don't have to worry about this follow up. Oh yeah, for nunchuck, it's still really strong. That's the only reason why I have Shaheen over Fang, but I feel like Fang is also like a war crime in his own right. Law is fair, not as intense as I needed to read. Look, I'll talk about Law in a bit, alright? I don't think Law is as strong as people think he is, but I also think he's super strong as well. But I feel like there's a bunch of characters in front of him, which is why I put him the way I put him. But yeah, Fang. The issue I have with Fang is the following. Back Kempo. His tracking buttons, right? And his heat smash obviously being a war crime as well, just being so much Jin. Do I gotta talk about Fang too much? So back Kempo, the issue I have with back Kempo, and this is more of a personal thing, but here, you know what? I hate Fang so much. I might as well show it visually. I'm gonna just show. I'm actually gonna pick that. Let me do. Call it a personal gripe. I don't care. This is just what the current experience is like, you know. But besides having homing pokes with backdoor, having one of the best jabs in the game, I'll show you how good this jab is. All right, I'll show you how good this jab is. This jab is so goated that it ignores frame data. That's how good the jab is. Doesn't care if you're +6. I'm a still jab. But yeah, besides that, obviously his jab string also being out power crutches as well, and this is definitely again another personal gripe for me. Because if he decides to be like, hey, I'm gonna just do 1-3 here, right string. That's how good this jab string is, and recovers really fast. Meaning that some string that if you decide to like do like a power crutch, for example, we do like this, for example. Try like this. This work. Okay, it doesn't work there. But there are certain situations. Actually, let me do this. I'm gonna try this. Let's do planet. Power crush. Not a 0. There are certain times where jab 1-3 can just straight up like recover fast enough to just still block a power crush, which is insanely powerful. The 1-3 besides having really good reach, having a lot of like recovery as well. Sorry, like barely any recovery. Makes it like it's similar to like, well, not similar, but like it's similar to like how like 2-1 from Jin works sometimes, where it's like it's able to just create magic for you. Yeah. Like suddenly you'll break a power crush, suddenly you'll recover fast enough to be able to block. It's just a lot of like impressive things going on. Besides that, I want to talk about back tempo. Obviously, back tempo, like, but let me just do this one. Boom, boom. So back tempo can just straight up make this move with like other moves, right? But here's the thing I hate about it is that you can't exactly hit him out of back tempo really easily. compared to other people's basic stance. He's able to block out of it, you know? Which makes him insanely safe off of this. So besides being able to create all this space for free, like physically hitting Feng at a back combo is super hard. Because of how fast he recovers. Like you have a very small window where you're able to actually hit him out of it compared to other people's evasive back combo. So for example, like, you know, you think of Steve's over here, or you think of Leo's version of back combo, right? With Accuracy +4 as well. They're not able to block. But for some reason, Feng is just able to block out of this all the time. Like, besides being able to just create all the space, right? Being able to go through all these evasive options as well. Of course, having his own version of guard break as well, nice, etc. Moving on. And of course, having 2 power crush heat engagers. Having that from there, having one from back then as well. Although, also, by the way, if you guys remember, this used to be a full launcher back then. Power crush heat engager that was a full launcher. I'm so glad they nerfed that. But that was insane. But just the amount of stuff he's able to cover with back camp was insane. And not really having much risk to it is also pretty funny. But not just that, snake dash. You see this snake dash right here? He's for some reason still in a blocking state after this. Like he's able to go into this snake dash, still able to block mids afterwards. For some reason. I don't know why. Let me do like a small do let's like try this. It's really hard to recreate because kind of situation. But for the most part, like there are a lot of times where he's able to just do this snake dash and still be able to block out of it. I don't know how to recreate it, to be honest with you, but it happens a lot with me versus Exodia, for example, where he'll just do the snake dash. Actually, I believe Luffy has a video on it that just shows a better vision. I don't gotta recreate it in practice mode and just stay here for like forever. I'll just show you a video that one. Here he has it here. Go through. So Twitter is being incredibly slow. Bro, where is this video? Joke's sleeping. Hold on, Twitter got a load. Hold on, I got fucking Twitter. So, where is? What not the. Not this one. Okay, here it is. I found it. I found the video. Here you go. Yeah, this is the thing with Snake Dash. Besides being incredibly evasive. Look at that. But not just that, he's also able to block out of this. So he doesn't visually show it here as well, but there's a lot of times where he'll do just a random snake dash and still able to block the mid afterwards. So like besides having incredible evasion off of it, even doing like a solid mid poke that you timed really well, it can still let the mid get blocked, which is like, huh? You know? So it's like he's able to just wave you in your face. Like imagine a wave dash, but not really carrying much risk to it, having more evasion. That's kind of funny. So this needs to get some form of toning down for sure. Of course, having like his lows be like one of the best in the game, obviously. Like I'm gonna talk about that. Like down 4 being only 0 on block, whereas like, you know, other like similar like low mid extension, like they're all super strong, right? Like even Reina has one. But most of them don't offer an advantage, or at least be neutral on hit. Like, it doesn't really offer like an advantage on hit. So for example, like, you know, you have Reina with down back 4, -2. Previously Julia back in Tekken 7 had like a -2 situation as well. But for some reason, Fang and both Elisa as well. I'm pretty sure Elisa has the same idea as well. Like Elisa down 4 or 1+2. They're both 0 on hit for some reason, which is also why they're both up here. I won't comment. Nah, you should. Which is also why they're next to each other, because they both have a similar idea where like they have a jailing low that's very quick. Elisa's more criminal because hers goes into a safe on block high, but also jail. Let me pull up this here real quick actually.
Get ready for the next battle.
I think hers is also 0. Not, it's like minus. Let me verify that. -1. Nice, okay. -1. But hers goes into a safe high. That's 0 on block. But Fang, 14 frames. Zero on hit. You'll be able to move afterwards for free. All these things, blah 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 blah. Y'all get the idea. Season 2, yeah. That's always been how Bandai balances the screen. My bad. Here we go. Alright. Nice one. Sorry. Nice one hit. Go to do a safe high. That you cannot duck it, by the way. Scaling high string. Whereas Fang is faster, coming at 14 frames. 0 on hit. And can go into a mid follow-up. It's also delayable. And counter. I'm pretty sure this is also counter confirmable as well. If I'm mistaken. Like, you can visually like confirm it as well. Never mind. Yeah, you took that away. Gotta commit to it. Thank God. Devil Jin is like 2 buffs away from being broken again, by the way. I think Devil Jin just needs small fixes. Maybe 1 small buff. That's it. But he's mostly like bug fixes. I feel like that's like his biggest thing right now. It's just bug fixes. All right, that's the last visual thing I'll show. Let's just speedrun the rest of these, okay? The thing, shoulder, cracks and heat. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about that too much. Back 4, I already mentioned back 4. Sides up 4 is stupid. The hit range is insane. Of course, his wall carry is also. You know what? Let me show you his wall carry real quick. Let me show you Fang wall carry real quick. This move is like incredibly easy to do. Like, it's just doing all these repairs. Like up 4-3 into like whatever. I'm dropping the combo. Basically doing up 4-3 into 4-3-2 is really easy. Oh my god, 4-3-4. Stupid. Wait, 4-3-4. I'm having a brain fart here. I think up forward this into all this. Like, it's incredibly easy to do. Like, his up 4-3 was crazy strong. Of course, up 4-3 as well. This is an insane move as well. Knockdown, full launcher. Down 4-3, dude. Down 4-3 is a stupid move. I don't know why they buffed down 4-3. Down 4-3 has more range now than it did before. Hits grounded. It did not do that before. It hits grounded now. And it's a safe launcher. I thought it was good. So, you have all this going for you. Back 3 is insanely impressive because it fully tracks to one side. So, like, if you, for example, like back 3, for example, like just a small little sequence. Okay, well that's just at least for you. But most characters have a hard time tapping. So, like, back 3 becomes like the most abusable.
Get ready for the next battle.
Ooh. Okay, see how this fully tracks to one side, while being plus on block. This is like, you know, this being +6 is insanely strong. It really limits what you're able to do. I feel like if they make this move like maybe like +3, maybe that'd be well needed nerf, to be honest. Because back 3 is just way too impressive. It gives it full knockdown, fully tracks to one side. Like, and if you're at the wall and if you're at the corner, good luck escaping this. Good luck. This is like, you know, average corner situation for a Fang. Having you at the wall, or rather, cutting off your form of escape when you're like off axis to like the right here. Like, good luck escaping this. So, hate this move, man. Alright, take care again. Appreciate you stopping by. But that's my everything for that. Alright, other than that, I think kind of just tone down his tracking, tone down his evasion. I feel like that's the important part. Elisa, I already talked about her. Just in a nutshell, too much ship, too much like that ship damage. I feel like down for 1+2 should not jail on block. That's incredibly stupid. Of course, up 2 needs a much needed recovery nerf. I feel like up 2 just does way too much for the character as well. Being a homing heat engager that's also like a high and like has barely any recovery is just way too much. Xiao Yu is just way too impressive, man. like Xiaoyu, like okay, my biggest gripe with Xiaoyu is obviously the spike combo that she has. So like her little 4-2-1-4 route that needs to go. I feel like her hypnotist stance as well, like hypnotist 2 just being a plus on block, mid knockdown, her hypnotist low being a full launcher and only being -13, just way too like little risk. And like the amount of chips she's able to output on you just makes it way too like single player. But I feel like, and not just that, her frames also are incredibly good. So like, besides having like incredible evasion, she also has really strong ways to make it oppressive for you not really doing anything, you know? So you add evasion and you add oppressiveness to one character, and then it just becomes like insanely oppressive, you know? It's just way too much for the character at the moment. It's definitely gonna get toned down, but we'll see what happens. Let's get Misty. Yeah, Brian. Let's talk about Brian real quick, right? But yeah, Brian. Pretty much easy mode now. Every Brian gameplay kind of looks the same at the moment, where you're able to just spam a literal electric with QC back 1, QCF 1+2, obviously being like a safe mid that covers way too much range, obviously being like near homing as well. Jab strings are pretty. Bro, I don't know why they buffed 1-2-1 from Brian. 1-2-1 from Brian like used to give him like a off-axis wall combo. Sorry, not wall combo, like an off-axis combo where you couldn't get like a clean hit afterwards. You had to do like an awkward route. But then they buffed it so that he has like a normal hitting launcher off of 1-2-1. So you can be like, hey, 1-2-1, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-1, or 1-3. Like, all these jab strings, and like the risk has been like so subpar, and the reward is just so high now. Why is Law so low? Because I don't think Law is as strong as people think. But we'll talk about Law in a second. Don't worry. But yeah, Paul. Sorry, not Paul. Brian. Alright. Down 4 is cheap from Brian as well, because down 4 while being 0 on hit covers way too much range, meaning that a lot of times when you like block down 4 from, I'm gonna show this on this, might as well just visually show everything. Let's fuck it.
Get ready for the next battle.
The issue I have with down 4 from Brian as well is that they still have this issue where like if you block him a certain range, it's basically a safe low because you can't punch it at all. Yeah, I'll physically have King do what's name for. I'm sure he has one. There we go. So like there are certain ranges where you can't punch. See that? This is still a thing, and I feel like this needs to go away. This is not healthy for the game at all. Like having these lows, like having this much pushback, it's not healthy. And like Jin can do the same thing. Y'all got me with a big raid. Thank you. We're talking about tier lists. welcome everyone. Welcome. Hello. Alright, I'm giving a quick shout out. Oh, hope you had a fun stream, big dog. Alright, so this is why Reina's bottom 1, by the way. We're just talking about like small tier list, by the way. If you guys are interested, this is what we're talking about right now. Have a good stream. Thank you. Have a good one. But yeah, we're just talking about Brian at the moment. But yeah, Brian. Like I mentioned, besides QC back 1 gaming, besides QCF 1+2 gaming, I feel like down 4, this whole situation in general should just go away at this point. It's just stupid how this still exists. Like, I don't know why he's still able to get like a hit off of down 4, still have really good tracking off of it. Of course, his damage output just being one of the best in the game as well. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about 3+4 sit and whatnot. There's so much going, man. Bum. Yeah. Right now, Brian is just kind of in a very impressive spot where it's like his gameplay isn't really that much risky, and just being able to just literally two-touch you in like the most, I guess you could say, like least like risky way is kind of over the top of it. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. I feel like when they removed taunt scaling as well, like taunt having scaling before, I felt like was more healthy for the game, especially off of a guard break. But then reverting taunt to being like no longer having a scaling factor anymore is like insanely stupid. And of course, being able to get a full taunt on top of it, that's not really that hard to do. Like breath. Rank CF 1+2 is exactly the same as Cloud 3 and 1+2. Prove me wrong. The ish, I guess. Yeah, I mean, can't really say much about that, really. But I feel like you definitely need some form of like reward there, because a 402, whenever you come to like burning that in the heat, or just burning that as a welcome in general, like it just does, like the amount of damage you get is just insanely high. So definitely gotta tone that down for sure. Hisabaki is strong. I was a bit more AIDS. It kind of was, but they're both sort of similar, you know. But yeah. So maybe the branches I want to see is definitely QC back 1 having more whiff recovery, definitely having less tracking. Down 4, I just want it to be like not having that situation where you block it and then suddenly become safe because of full launcher afterwards. Definitely gotta tone that down. Like, it's not just Brian as well. Jin has the same idea with his down back 4. Down 2 can have it sometimes, but not as often. But it's mainly down back 4 from Jin. Down 4 for Brian as well. But I would like to see QC 1 plus 2 be punishable, like, you know, being maybe like minus 12 maybe. We'll see. QC back 1 I've already mentioned multiple times now. You just need to have way more whiff recovery, because otherwise it's kind of weird. So those are definitely important changes. Down 4 needs to be going down, and mostly just damage, I would say. Alright, Kingu. So Kingu, this little catch right here, little furball. Like his biggest, I guess they can say like the biggest thing he has going for him at the moment is definitely muscle armor. This is like the biggest like game changer of this character at the moment. Like it's just way too like strong at the moment.
Get ready for the next battle.
Because unlike other power crushes, I don't know why my frames are so bad. I'm gonna see. Stage, wait.
Get ready
Cheat
for
armor,
the
pretty
next
much. Like,
battle.
I don't know why his muscle armor like functions the way it does. But I guess Bandai saw a vision. I don't know. But the issue with muscle armor, right? So besides being able to physically realign with you, so like when you're just like walking around. So let's say that you're like fly walking, for example, and so you're realign with you because he's active. And this is more of like a system issue, I feel like, where it's like, let me make him block here. But like whenever you have like a string that's very active, they tend to realign with you. This happens for a lot of string in this game, like a lot of strings. So I don't know why. But besides just having a lot of realignment to it, being also safe on block, being plus 30 on normal hit, and yeah, it's just way too safe. No, not just that. Also being able to just fully cancel out of certain strings, able to just buffer like a grab out of it, for example. So like let's say that you're just in neutral, right? You can mask in a quick giant thing here, and you gotta. It's really hard to react to sometimes. So besides that, and not just that, you also add the idea that he can get counter hit low out of it. Like you can obviously like grab him out of it, which thank God you can do that, right? But there is no counter hit low factor to it, meaning that he just spam this in neutral, and like he's not really vulnerable to getting counter hits, right? So like let's say you have a really good read on King having like muscle armor attempt, right? If you were able to at least counter hit low out of him, like some people have very, very strong lows they're able to counter hit, right? If you're able to do that at least, it would mitigate some form of risk to him. But at the moment, it's like I can just do this all day, like on some Steve Rogers shit. So like this is like his biggest issue in my opinion. Besides that, down forward 2, of course, having a big book at the moment where if you're on 1P side, rather if he's on 1P and you're on 2P, down forward 2 has an issue where you can't really step it very well. So obviously you can step it here. But if you for some reason choose the left side, choose the right side.
Get ready for the next
This is the
battle.
same issue as Nina, by the way. You down 3, down 4, 2. Suddenly the becomes homing. That's because you pick this area inside. Well, out of range there. King privilege. But this have a similar bug where like you're on 1P side, they're on 2P side. This move suddenly just becomes homing for some reason. I don't know why. But there's a very good video. Actually, I might as well upload the video now. Shouldn't be that hard to find actually. Actually had it on my Twitter as well. Here it is. So they usually use an example here. Okay, so you're on left side. Down 3, down 4, 2. Alright, tapping does not become viable here. Even if you're on the opposite side. Boom, boom. Can't touch it right. But if you switch sides, blah blah blah, we know what happens with sides. Suddenly you're able to do that. Only because you're on 2P now. Suddenly the swim becomes acceptable. And this is an ongoing issue that a lot of strings in this game has. So definitely gotta look at that for sure. Yeah, that's TLDR in a nutshell why I kind of have a lot of problems with getting, and of course this heat smash being like having a lot of range on this shit. 60 damage, which is insanely impressive. Like, and I always have a hard time tapping it as well. This is definitely more of a personal gripe, but I find taking heat smash a lot harder to tap than others. Simply because of how much range it covers, you know? I hope. I really do hope, Ali. I think they're aware of it at the moment, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, this is Bandai, so anything is possible at this point. You know, that might create new issues. Never know. We gotta see the game before anything else. Yeah, and his grounded as well. So, like, obviously, besides having insanely strong Oki, down 4-2 being a cheater move, muscle armor is, like, his biggest thing right now. So, it's like, add all these things and, like, all these counter factors. It's just, bruh. Not just that. Giant Swing as well. If you guys didn't know, Blue Spark from Giant Swing on counter hit is still like 5 frames to break. So counter hit grabs. So they were changed recently, where like the throw break window went from like 10 frames to 14, which honestly did help a lot. You can see a lot more people break counter hit grabs now, where before it was practically impossible. But for some reason, Giant Swing from King still has like a 5 frame break window if it's like a Blue Spark. Which is insanely like strong. I don't know, man. Yeah. Next, after that, I have Dragunov. So the reason why I put Dragunov like outside of top 10 at this point, simply because compared to all these characters, like I feel like Dragunov is still like obviously up there with them. But QCF4 not getting a wall splat anymore is definitely a game changer. I feel like QCF4 not getting a wall splat made him a lot more slower when it comes to reward, meaning that he still plays the same way, right? He still plays in his like good old like generics running 2 down 2 gaming kind of meta all the time, right? But QCF4 no longer giving a wall splat made him not able to like just one touch you all the time, right? He still has to play like 2 or 3 more interactions before he's able to just straight up kill you, right? Down 2 obviously getting a damage nerf as well also helps a lot, meaning that down 2 like instead of getting like 18 damage gives him 14 damage, which gives you more chances to live. It got so much counterplay. Yeah, it did. But just like factoring all these things in my head, I'm just like, okay, he still has really easy neutral. Still has it's a really simple game plan, right? Still has 1-2-1, 1-1 still being one of the best frame counter hits in the game, like being a full safe on block counter hit confirmable thing that gives a wall splat. Of course, being a heat engager as well, which is super strong. Full crash low still being insanely like strong. Hatchet not being as strong as it previously used to be, but still you still have to place it for like a good damaging low, like it still exists for you there. Of course it's down for 1 having a counter hit extension off of it, which is pretty crazy. I still think down for 1-4 is like one of the craziest buffs that they gave Dragunov for sure. Like fully confirmable, like counter hit launcher, like you don't want to swing it down for 1 ever. It feels like. But I feel like just these nerfs really help the character not be like as toxic as he used to be. He's still toxic. That's why he's still the S tier. But it's not as incredibly impressive as he previously used to be. Harong. Okay, Harong in a nutshell. Harong in a nutshell is basically like feels like Akuma, where it's like I don't know why he still has a safe low off of his heat engager. But that's more of like a system issue, where like plus 17 heat engagers allow you to do like insane shit, and having like a safe low off of it, having a fast recovering running 3 off of it, meaning that even if you like parry it, some people can't even get like a big reward off of it, for example. Reina obviously being one of them, because in our case, right? If you like know a strong player is gonna do like running 3 afterwards, definitely again, personal gripe. But I will still like fully explain it for the moment. Okay, I should probably actually that was fine. Beautiful. So, not this. Hold on. this into running 3. Boom. So most of the time, running moves, whenever you have a very strong parry against it, you're able to get some form of reward afterwards. But in Harong's case, this recovers so quickly that you don't exactly get any reward off of this, and I make a block afterwards. But you can see that there's like no actual like point off of this. So at best, if you have like a Jin parry, for example, or maybe like a Leroy parry, you can get some reward. And you know, in Jin's case, you probably get like 2-4 only. But it just recovers that fast. Yeah? Any problem? Yeah, you can see that. You can just fit a block, which, you know, at least in our case, right, we can get like a mental mix off of it that we know they're gonna like nothing off of it. We can at least do like a grab afterwards. That's definitely like a good thing for our case. But other characters, they don't exactly share that same privilege, you know? So it's like still incredibly annoying. This is definitely more specific side. What generally bothers me with Harong though is definitely like his power crutches, for example. So like down for 3-4, tends to realign really, really well. Like the second hit, of course, like having like pretty much near homing properties. It tends to be super active, even hitting from back turn sometimes. Not just that, of course, like his 10 frames, you know, for example, like 2 forward 4, for example, like having so much damage. Okay. Oh. Bro, I can't do this. Are you right? Go. Yeah, this having insane damage is just has mercy at -4. Yeah, pretty much. So besides that, I feel like they need to definitely tone down the damage on Sport. That and of course down back 3 as well. Or down 4. What's it again? Down back 3. Down back 4. Down back 4. There we go. This is a very toxic situation. Essentially confirm this visually. Go to 1,000,000 damage, which I don't know why it doesn't scale. I don't know why it doesn't scale. Still don't know why. That, of course, 4-3 evasion is a little bit too over the top at the moment. Like this move right here adds some insane evasion to it. Like this move specifically. Like the amount of magic it's able to create is just way too much, but yeah, that's just wrong in a nutshell. I feel like they gotta just mainly tone down 4-3-4, not make it realign with you all the time. 10 frame definitely needs to get some form of like damage nerfs. Like that's like the biggest gripes I have with the character at the moment. Of course, his heat smash as well, whenever it like he just whiffs it, tends to realign really, really well. So if you sidewalk to a certain side, it can become really hard to step. Of course, having a wall spot off of it is really, really strong as well. Moving on. Kazuya in a nutshell. I feel like Kazuya just not having a wall splat off of his health sweep is like the biggest nerf I want, to be honest. I'm so tired of just seeing like Kazuya just do like one health sweep and then suddenly just getting like a full wall splat off of it, no matter the angle, you know. Like the biggest thing Kazuya got for him going for him at the moment is definitely like, first of all, CD1 plus 2 being incredibly impressive. Plus 5 from a crouch dash is insanely strong. Down 1 plus 2 as well, being a high crush low that's full counter launcher, only -14. And although it's low, he can also cancel out of it, meaning he doesn't have to commit to it either. Which is not as strong, but it is pretty annoying sometimes. But just having that move exist and do like a frame trap with like waltzing 1 plus 2 that's also a counter hit launcher is just insanely strong. Of course, still frames frames still being like straightforward, like down back 4 is still one of the best lows in the game. Like, you know, +4 on hit, only -12 on block, putting him in a very good situation for his down 4 2 to be countered. That's obviously been like the thing forever. I feel like down forward 1 2 being 0 on block only is pretty stupid as well. I don't know why it's only 0 on block. But my biggest gripe is definitely hell sweep. Because hell sweep, just the amount of shit that you can do off, the amount of robbers you're able to commit off of hell sweep, just insane. But besides CD1 plus 2, okay, you factor in the fact that he has a wall spotting hell sweep off of any angle. It's just way too much, man. Like hell sweep from Kazuya back then didn't use the wall spot this much near the wall. But now it's like, if you're near the wall, it doesn't matter how bad of an angle you have, like the amount of times you can get a wall spot off of that shit is just funny. You can fuzzy down for 1 2, down for 1, down for. Yeah, you can, but it's just the fact that it's 0 on block. I just think that's pretty stupid. I feel like a heat engager like that shouldn't be 0 on block, yeah. And of course the tracking on down for 1 2 as well. That's also pretty stupid. That's really my biggest gripe. It's just the amount of robbers he's able to commit with like so little timing to him. It's just, you know, although they hype him as like, oh, the hardest speedrun and whatnot, right? It's just, it kind of gets taken away when you factor in the idea that his Oki got so oppressive to the point where it's like, it's sort of almost like Kuma levels of oppression where you're just forced to guess the whole time. And of course 442 being like an insane like addition to his kit as well, right? 442 being near homing in heat as well. I don't know why like that's so hard to step in heat. They definitely gotta tone that down for sure. 442 like being incredibly hard to step. Down back 1-2 as well in heat, sometimes being hard to step as well. It's just bruh. Like the character's supposed to be linear, right? Like that's supposed to be his weakness, but stepping him feels so much harder in this game than it ever did before, you know? That's like my biggest gripe with Kazi at the moment. So insane rewards, insane 50-50s, just not that much risk these days besides having to commit to like hell sweeps whenever he has to. No, this is my general tier list before I go into the Reina and MU one. I'll go over there. I'll make the Reina and MU after this one. I just want to go over this tier list real quick. That's like my biggest gripe at the moment. Claudio, honestly, it's like back one. Back one still not being touched for years. It's crazy. Still being incredibly evasive, still being able to even break proc crutches at certain times, and being a homing mid that wall splats covers so much range. Side step forward being only -12, being +6 on hit. Of course, down back 1+2. I'm not gonna talk about that too much, do I? Being a literal DP, -2 on block only in Starburst. Crushes highs, crushes lows, and even crushes submits sometimes, being a full launcher as well. It's just way too much of a cheater move, man. Besides that, damage output's pretty crazy high. I think back 4-2 being only -11 on block is crazy good. That means that you have the really strong heat against you that you're able to just beat out sometimes. The Claudio robbery, yeah, pretty much. 444 being only -1 is pretty funny too. I don't know why it's only -1. Besides that, I think Claudio's down jab string is pretty annoying too, you know. You know those little stupid like down jab string that they'll just yeet out of nowhere that has like a 2-hit and has like a really good hitbox actually. Let me pick him. Actually, hold on. Where's Claudio? Here he is.
Get ready for the next battle.
His down jab is pretty annoying to get around as well. How do you do it? Down. This one right here. This is an insanely annoying string. Like the second hit, of his move. Also, by the way, down jab string that's also safe. By the way, most down jab strings tend to be punishable, but for some reason this is safe. Go ahead, hold on. So it's like, I don't know why they made this so safe. I feel like this should be like a punishable string for sure. But whenever you like have like a panic situation with Claudio, they'll just randomly do this. It's just, it gets so annoying. But besides that, down 4-3, down 4-1's wall splat range is crazy. Like they still have that stupid string that still is able to be convertible or go into like a minus block situation. That's crazy strong. What else? I'm trying to remember. Back 4-3, 1+C in Starburst. Crazy damage output, but that's always been a thing. Waiting for Law downplay. Dude, I don't think Law is still at S tier. I don't know how you guys considering that downplay when he's still at S tier, man. I still think he's super strong, but just not as strong as people think he is. Maybe above Kaze, actually. You know, maybe I would be down to put Law maybe like here. Like I would be down for that actually, but I don't think he's going above any of these characters. Like none of them. I think at best probably here. So I would be down to put him here, maybe Claudia above him and Kaze over here. I think I'd probably rework it like this, maybe. I think I would probably rework it like this. But Claudia, let me finish up Claudia. So Claudia, besides that, down back 1+2, yeehaw! -2 on block. Running 1+2 is crazy damage output, but that's just, you know, that's just Claudia being Claudia, you know. Vector only play plus. Well, that's because of the character above him. Like you gotta remember, Gory, everyone in this game is super strong, you know. But you gotta order them somehow, you know. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, Claudio. What else? I already talked about back 4-2. I think 3-2 is pretty annoying, but you can still duck it, so it's whatever. But it's still pretty strong. Oh, dude, it's Heat Smash. Heat Smash being only -14, doing so much damage off of a low. I think Claudio Heat Smash is pretty fucking stupid. Dude, his Heat Smash is just way too like, and he gets Oki off of that shit too. Like, you know what's annoying about Claudio Hughes Smash? It puts you in an angle where you think you're gonna end up far away, but then he ends up in your face. Like here, let me do this. Also making nighttime. Like, okay, look at this angle. Does this not look like he's about to be super far away from you? Like, he looks like he's gonna be super far away, and suddenly he's in your face. This is visually misleading. I hate this animation. I hate it. Because it looks like he's gonna be super far away. I think, okay, I can wake up here and be fine. Right? So it's like, okay, whatever. Okay, he did a low-key smash, but now I can have my turn back, right? Like, now we're gonna be, you know, neutral. Suddenly he's in my face. You know? So I feel like they gotta either increase the distance on this shit, or maybe add some recovery for Claudio afterwards, because it's insane how fast he's able to just close the gap. Like, it's still his turn afterwards. I saw running too as well. See that? Like, it's still his turn afterwards. After a low Hughes smash, which is insane. So I feel like maybe a recovery would be nice. Next Tekken talk is not announced yet, so we don't know. That's something a gripe I have as well. But other than that, Claudio's still Claudio. Still pretty annoying. Still pretty strong. Damage output's crazy, but just not over the top notch crazy. But it's definitely not far off from them, you know? Alright, since everyone's talking about Law, we'll talk about Law real quick. Law is insanely stupid. But okay. Law nunchucks in Heat being a full launcher, unsteppable. Of course, his DSS strings being incredibly impressive as well. 4-1+2. Like, I'm not gonna talk about that too much, do I? DSS forward 1 being safe. Now, so DSS forward 1 from Law used to not be safe. It used to be like -13 back then. But now it's a heat engager and it's safe on block. Not just that. 4-3-1, safe mid string that also goes into DSS. It's so like visually awkward. Not just that, his damage output off of his junkyard string as well as a wall combo. The 1-2-2. Like, we've already seen this combo a million times, right? Gonna talk about it too much. Of course, Slide still being in full knockdown. I feel like Slide should either like not knock down at all, Timbers like Lee, or just like, I don't know. It feels so weird. I feel so awkward about Slides. Slides are all robbery factors at this point. But Slide is just really fucking annoying to deal with. But that's always been like Law though. Safe down forward 2 still exists. Still has really good tracking. Jab strings are still one of the best in the game. Obviously, 1-2-3 still being super powerful. It has great panic moves with down 2-3, of course. Down back 3 is the one of the best lows in the game. What else? Sidestep 3 is, by the way, dude. Sidestep 3 is under. I feel like Sidestep 3 doesn't get talked about enough from Law. Sidestep 3 is incredibly strong. It's because, like, even in Heat, if you can land that shit on a counter hit, it's a little bit hard to do, but you're actually able to get a full launcher off of a counter hit low.
Get ready for the next battle.
Which is not the most insane thing to think, considering you have characters like Harong who has Sidestep 4. But it's just like, bruh. Let me, nope. So, this is possible. Let me do this one. Boom. And we'll have just that. Make it easier on myself. Do counter hit on. So this is not a thing you have to go for, but it is possible. It is really hard though, but this is possible. Yeah, okay, see how I landed that there? I didn't have heat on, but it is possible. Oh my god, my heat. There we go. So besides having the easy mode DSS now, having like Sidestep 3 like going like being incredibly like strong, it's like I feel like this flow doesn't get talked about enough, you know. Only like how like wait, +7 on hit. How much on block again? I forgot. Having a brain fart right now. Mine's 13. Sidestep 3 is just good. S stands for Steve Fox. Heat Smash is not the worst on whiff, but having like a full-on launcher off of it as a whiff animation is pretty funny, I will say. Yeah, Heat Smash is pretty stupid. 14 frames, wall slaps from very far away, plus on block, goes into DSS. That's all incredibly strong. Honestly, yeah, I can maybe see him above Claudio for sure. Maybe I probably would put him around here instead. Kazi, I already talked about him. Steve. The fall combo, yeah. Alright, let's quickly talk about Steve. Because I'm running out of energy here, to be honest with you. Alright, so Steve, let's just talk about Steve really, really quick. So, my issue with Steve at the moment is, besides his tracking being incredibly strong, I feel like you're less incentivized to step Steve these days. I feel like you're better off just playing this very slow game of just back and forth, like cat and mouse, for example. Just playing around all of his like back one stuff all day. Not just that. Just over here is just such an annoying stance to deal with. I don't know why, like it covers that much range, it does, but it does. Ugh, bro. I feel like if they buff Sonic Fang into making it a wall splatter, like a full launcher next season, I'm gonna be so sad. At the moment, like I feel like Steve's reward is just incredibly strong at the moment. Okay. So besides being hard to step, he's still, like in my opinion, probably the hardest character to play in this game. Maybe like one of the hardest. But I can't even like tell you like 10 reasons why I hate this character. Like, there's just so much shit that happens with Steve that I can't physically explain to you. Like it feels so weird. So weave is obviously a problem because weave is just weave. Over here that definitely gives me a lot of problems, and obviously having the guard break as well, like that's a huge buff to his kit as well. That guard break being a full launcher as well, meaning if you try to power crush and whatnot, his reward is significantly much better now. Of course, having unbreakable throws mixed off of his core weave as well, that's incredibly strong, incredibly impressive. But dude, lacking a launcher is definitely like a problem for him, I will say. But it's just that I feel like you don't need to get a launcher these days with Steve just to like get his impressiveness going. You know what? I'm gonna just skip over Steve. There's just way too much of this character that I feel like I'm having a brain fart over the moment. I can't really put my thoughts together at the moment very well. Maybe I'll explain more later when I'm not like fasting, because right now I am fasting, so I can't put all my thoughts together with Steve at the moment. I will say I'll just skip over him, but I'll go for him again another day when I'm in a much better mindset. Because right now it's just way too much. Clive. So the issue I have with Clive at the moment is that 1+2 is still safe. I might as well visually show it real quick. Let me pick Clive real quick. Clive. So the issue I have with Clive at the moment, right? Phoenix 2 has barely any counterplay to it at the moment. So let me do this real quick, just so I can stop visually fucking myself over. With no mid homing and mid counter launcher. Skill issue. You don't need those. Why need homing moves when you can just do your moves with the track anyways? Smile. I'm kidding. I'll explain Steve to you the home in another day. I literally like I can't put my thoughts together right now. I'm having like a brain fart. I've already been live for like almost 2 hours. That's crazy. Okay, so this should have a Clive, right? 1+2 still being safe is insanely strong. 13 frames. And still offers a full combo near the wall, by the way. If you guys didn't know. This is still not fixed yet. Still has a full combo for the wall. Every city. That's still a thing. Of course, still having really good tracking up it as well. I feel like this move needs to get some more toning down. Like maybe having less tracking. But otherwise, like, this is definitely like all Clive gameplay right now. Just spamming 1+2 all the time. Like before, it used to be 1+2. Now it's just 1+2. So they took away a single forward input. I feel like Phoenix 2 needs some form of like additional counterplay to it, because at the moment you can't really like step it either direction. And if you don't have a parry against him, if you eat like a back 2, for example, and try to like deal with like back 2 Phoenix 2 afterwards. Like being able to go off of a plus unblock option afterwards is incredibly impressive. It makes the gameplay a lot more limited than it has to be. And of course, being able to go into like off of other extensions as well. You know, being able to go off of a health sweep as well, which, you know, his health sweep also gives insane OK. So this one doesn't really give that much OK, but this has a lot of OK. See that? So he's able to run up afterwards really quickly. Doesn't really have to like worry about much. Clive. Like this having way too much Oki the way it does is incredibly strong. I think what was back to obviously being homing is crazy strong, but I feel like back to gonna say that I feel like back to gonna say homing no matter what. So this won't really change much. But I feel like I just want Phoenix to have some form of counterplay. This move alone is like hard carrying neutral at the moment. Of course, this low being a high crush and minus one only on hit is really strong as well. What's good here? This is pretty annoying as well because if you do this is 1-1 for example, you have to guess between him doing this high crush low or going to like a power crush that's also safe on block if you use like jab check or something. And of course, 4 needs to is still existing as well. So like, Phoenix 2, I feel like it just needs to be more linear. Just giving it some form of counterplay, you know? Letting it be an actual option you're able to set. Because otherwise, like this move is making the gameplay like way too stale to the point where like, okay, I gotta just hold back here. And if you don't have a parry, if you have a parry, this becomes a lot better to deal with because now you have to force better mind games for live to worry about. But if you don't have the parry, just dealing with this all day becomes so boring, you know? Because your only answer for all these strings is to have like a really strong parry to shut it down. Otherwise, it just becomes like, okay, I gotta hold back all the time because I can't really step here, I can't really block here, anything like that. I gotta just guess all the time. It's pretty stupid. Also, his heat smash on whiff. I don't think I've ever seen this heat smash be with words. Dude, fasting is so hard. But this heat smash on whiff is way too strong. Dummy flames. But I feel like this needs some form of like whiff recovery, like something maybe like an animation change on whiff, just to make it more realistic to punish. Otherwise, most people choose not to interact because he has a literal spear hitbox around him. Where if you like get close enough, like see how like he's getting hit there. That's why most people choose not to interact. Yeah. Although this is a very cool looking animation move, I feel like the whiff animation should definitely be changed. So otherwise, it's like the hits on this move is just too much. Back on +2. This is still like even though they've already nerfed it once, right? This move has way too much pushback on it sometimes, making it super hard to punish. Even though like he's streaming Titan, like the range it covers makes punishing this move sometimes nearly impossible, you know? So I would like maybe like a pushback nerf on this. Whenever it gets blocked, like just leave them in your face. Just that it's more realistic to punch all the time. Otherwise, having this incredibly stale like mind game of hey, I'm gonna use a power crush, and like if I'm far away, you can't do shit about it. Like it just becomes super like boring. Yeah. Like maybe extending Clive's hurt box a little bit more forward after this move gets whiffs so that people are able to punch it better. Because otherwise, right now you can just spam this move and like barely in risk, you know. Back one as well. This is like super like hard to punch as well. Like, guys, the pushback it leaves you in can make a lot of moves with. Like, I believe if I make Harong do like a jab here, I'm pretty sure he'll actually whiff. You see that? So like the pushback this move has while being -13 is crazy. It's like an ongoing issue for Clive with like he'll do a move, have mega pushback, and like make it really hard to punish. Same thing with the sidestep 2-1. Sidestep 2-1 from Clive. This has first of all has a lot of pushback on hit. Oh, sorry, on block, which can make it really awkward to punch sometimes. Like there are certain ranges where you're able to just use this move. Where you guys see the okay, there was where it's there. It happened right there. You guys saw that happen there. That's an issue definitely for sure. So I feel like just having all these moves like have some form of like pushback nerfs just so that it doesn't have this really awkward situation where you can't exactly punish it correctly. Definitely will be like a healthy change for this game. Otherwise, like it's just really awkward. You're doing good. I appreciate it, Rhea. Thank you. But like these pushback situations are just not fun to be against, you know? That's mainly my grudge for life at the moment. Otherwise, not really much. Lily. Okay, Lily in a nutshell. Lily in a nutshell, I feel like my biggest gripe with her, her body's tired. I know it's tired, but I want to finish this video real quick before I, you know, end it off, right? Because after this, I'll do the Reina matchups, right? Or maybe I might save that for another day actually, because I am getting physically tired now. But yeah, Lily. So my biggest issue with Lily, right? Why does this character, who's incredibly evasive, right, having the best side in the game, like easily, like I don't think anyone can dispute that, right? I don't get why she has one of the best tracking in the game too. Like yeah, a lot of her stuff is low, right? But her tracking is insanely strong, dude. I don't know why. Like I find stepping Lily pretty fucking hard sometimes. And not just that, like a lot of her moves tend to recover her neutral really, really well. It's matchups, sure. But I think I'll save that for another day, actually. I think just besides having incredible range to cover, I feel like tracking, like her being incredibly hard to step is pretty annoying, you know? So stuff like down back 3, like being a high crush launcher, like covering both sides practically. Like you can step it to the right, but it's just insanely hard to do. Down 3 having so much range, obviously, like, you know, it makes sense, right? She's like a long range character, so like down 3, like having that much range is really good. But then you factor in stuff like back 1 being able to just practically control all of her neutral, right? Back 1 can go into a safe follow-ups. It can go, you know, obviously having like a crouch stance off of it, so she's able to go into glide afterwards. I might as well like visually show it here. Just let me pick Lily real quick. I might as well. Ugh, wrong character.
Get ready for the next
And
battle.
I don't think I gotta talk about fighter at Rabbit, do I? I don't think I have to. Let me do this real quick. So back 1, being 0 on into stance, I mean, open up a lot of options for her because she's able to do like stuff like wall swing 4, for example, which is safe on block, and then knockdown. By the way, this is a knockdown wall swing 4 that's safe. This is like not a common thing, and I believe if you're like near the wall, you can actually get a full combo off this. Okay, this used to be the case, I believe. Thank God that doesn't do it. Thank God. But yeah, back 1-4 being, first of all, a power crush breaking move, because this can go under power crushes. Being only minus 11 on block, by the way. So like the amount of risk she's taking for finishing the string is not even that high. So boom, boom, only minus 11. So it's like, okay, I can just do this all day. Back 1, back 1, back 1. Do like my plus on block options. And you know, of course, in the upcoming season as well, being able to cancel this hands from like both sides as well. This is gonna be incredibly toxic. But back 1 just it feels like a. I'm gonna be honest. Back 1 feels like a Julia 441, whereas like I can just eat this move, have a lot of coverage off of it, and still have a lot of options off of it, you know? So I feel like this move, and of course on counter hit as well, like coming to a visual confirm off of this, like having a full launcher off of this is incredibly toxic. On counter hit. Forcing heat as well. Bum. Oh, it's like 1+2. Hold on. I feel like this shouldn't be a thing. Like having a full launcher off of back 1 shouldn't be a thing. So definitely, I definitely would like to see that toned down for sure. Like maybe making this not a launching heat engager afterwards, maybe, but making it like jail on block. I feel like one of Lily's biggest weaknesses at the moment is definitely like having all of her heat engagers like have like, you know, have parryable string and whatnot. I think maybe having like 1 or 2 heat engagers, maybe like safe on block, maybe making QCF2 1+2 on block, maybe like jailing and safe on block, maybe that would be like a strong buff, but also not making it launcher, you know, or maybe just removing it from back 1 overall. That'd also be nice. I just don't think don't buff anyone also accurate. I just feel like getting a full launcher off of this is insanely toxic. And of course, like her back turn hate smash as well, just being practically safe at certain ranges, being incredibly hard to punish at certain times, and not just that, like at the wall, giving a near full combo if you have the right distance. So for example, if you're like a little bit further away from the wall, so you're like around here, right? Around here, I think. Hold on. Go full wall spot off this, off of a back turn hate smash. That's a low, unseeable. Into whatever, right? Let me do like 2-4, I think. I think 2-4, 3 is a screw. 2, come on, back to 1, 3. There you go. Or back to 1. Hold on. Bum. Back to 1, 3, I think. There you go. Yeah, getting a full combo for this is pretty crazy. Off of a low unseeable hate smash, you know. So it's like, yeah, her standing heat match isn't the greatest. Like, it's pretty slow, right? 23 frames. Duckable on whiff, of course. Pretty sure it's duckable, right? Yeah, I can duck a second out of that. Doesn't have the best range. And obviously, still doing a decent mix-up afterwards on block at +9 at back turn. But like, you know, obviously the speed not being, you know, the speed and it being a high doesn't really help it, right? So you can make an argument for this. Oh yeah, but in the same time, like it doesn't really matter because the moment you factor in the fact that she has a launching, or sorry, a wall splatting unseeable low, that's practically safe sometimes. Low heat smash is just way too much. On. I hope they reduce the I hope they reduce the pushback on this move. That's probably on my nugget after that. But like, I obviously talked about down back 3. I already talked about her range being like one of the best in the game as well. Like forward 4, like being a better Brian Tables 4 at the moment. But it makes sense, right? She's like a ballerina character, so she needs to have like long range. So that makes sense. She's a very tall character as well, so it makes sense. Yeah. Forward 3, I think only being -2 is pretty funny too. And picking up 10 frames earlier as well. I think 2-4 as well. Like incredibly strong. Full crash down for 1 also an underrated move by the way. This move is pretty much near homing at certain points. 14 frames from full crouch, making your full crouch game also like pretty powerful. Having this full crouch low as well, having all these active frames, etc, etc. Feisty rabbit as well. I'm not gonna talk about feisty rabbit, do I? Like easy mode wall combo, easy mode 50-50, bam bam bam, then do feisty shit. I do the feisty thing again. Wasn't up 4? Hold on, what's the move? Okay, back 3 +4 is it? No, back 3. Back 3 and back 4. There we go. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, this obviously being like similar to Xiaoyu is a press mix-up, so hopefully they add some more risk to it. So I feel like you should be rewarded for guessing right on this instead of being forced into another guessing situation, you know? But the best part about Xiaoyu, but the best part about Lily's compared to Xiaoyu though is that the feisty rabbit mid isn't plus on block, you know? It's only like it's like, you know, she loses her turn afterwards, which is good. This is healthy. This is what I hope Xiaoyu gets to do as well, because I feel like her being plus afterwards is just stupid. I'm getting a knockdown as well. But that's pretty important. That's generally my personal gripe with Lily. I just feel like having, like, I wish for her to be a little bit more linear. I think back 1 should definitely get toned down. Feisty rabbit mix should probably be a little bit more risky. Probably it. Not be homing 3-1. That's pretty funny. Victor. I'll be honest. Victor's just an annoying character, but I feel like what puts him so high up at the moment is definitely his wall combo. So his stance down 2 that does a million chip has very little counterplay to it. Like if you have like muscle armor, for example, or like a power crush heat engager, then you are able to somewhat escape the follow-ups afterwards. But the amount of chip he's outputting just for you just eat a wall combo is just way too much, man. Besides that, I feel like shove leaves Victor at such a far distance that I feel like is way too like cheesy. Like shove is just, you can just do it and like -9 and then still be able to move around all your options afterwards. Like it's just kind of funny. I feel like shove should probably not do all that, you know? But Victor is, you know, Victor's not that good, but just that stuff alone makes him really, really annoying to deal with. Obviously running 2 is really annoying as well. I feel like running 2 should be more linear. Running 2 is almost never stepped because of how like oppressive it is. I feel like running 2 should probably be really a lot more linear. Appreciate the follow, thank you. I feel like running 2, okay, besides his wall combo, I feel like running 2 just be a little more linear. That's probably it. Running 2 right now is like really hard to step. And his wall combo is really hard to escape. That's like that's my biggest 2 gripes. Otherwise, like Victor's not that bad. Or sorry, not that I guess you could say like over the top. But he skyrockets up here just because of those 2 moves. Like running 2 and like the stupid wall combo he has. Like those 2 are so like impressive to the point where it's like it sort of like becomes his whole gameplay, you know? Like the amount of chip he's able to output and whatnot, everything else just becomes super stale. Paul. The issue with Paul is that people downplay this character a little bit too much. 4-1+4 is broken. I feel like that move, escaping high homing moves, is, I don't know why he's able to do all that. So whenever you have like a good read on 4-1+4, right, from Paul, Like your homing move should not lose at all. You know, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go back in game. I might as well show it. Like there is certain funny stuff that Paul's able to do off of his forward +4 that people don't give enough credit for. Like even like I guess like Heihachi for example. Like here, I'll show you what this looks like. Where is Paul? Follow. There you go. I'll have Heihachi here. I'll have Paul here.
Get ready for the next battle.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada ba. Like for example, if you're like, let's say you're Heihachi, right? You're burning your own resource, right? All right. You know what? I'm gonna eat a heat smash here. You know what? I'm gonna go for my home and guard break here, right? Can't step this. So you're supposed to either duck or just not duck at all, right? Paul's like, hey yo, that mix, fuck that. This is what I hate about Paul 4 is having this stupid high evasion off of it. I feel like this has to go. Like when you're doing a homing move like this, it should not get crushed. And this is not the only move happens by the way. This happens for a lot of homing moves. Not just that, it's also happening for generic throws as well. So like, let's say you do like a 2 command grab. Let me try it here actually. Let me do like this and to this. Let's try this. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'll try it. Let me do like this one. Bomb to this. Let's do like that. Let's have him like be at the wall maybe. Okay, it works there. But there are certain situations where like 2 grab will actually lose. I believe actually I think Dragunov is like the biggest candidate for this actually. Hold on. When you do like a 2 grab, he's able to escape it, but not a 1 grab. Leo do the same. No, Leo cannot do the same. No. Let me try this. Can you escape a 2 grab here? Hold on. Okay, see, yeah, okay, see that? For some reason, when it's a 2 grab, he's able to escape it. But when it's a 1+3 grab, for example, he's able to not escape it. So there's something about 2 punches that he just loves to escape with, you know? But this is a 1+3 grab. Similar situation, right? Both 12 frame throws. But he can't escape the 1 grab, but he can clean crush the 2 grab. See that? This is why 1+4 is stupid good. Why I feel like this move is definitely needs some form of toning down, because the amount of it makes up he's able to just fully escape, even though if the person goes for a legit homing option afterwards and he's still able to escape, is like funny. Like even like Jin, right? This is like the most famous option here. Jin will do like down back 4. He tries to frame trap with like 4, for example. He'll still lose. For example, like Jin will do this into forward 4, and Paul tries to escape. He'll just do this. Homing move and still loses. So that's why I feel like 4+4's high evasion needs to go. It's just it robs him way too much of it. It just gives him way too many robberies, man. Yeah. He does his all party game move. They have so on down. That's fine. I think this is supposed to be strong. It's like part of his arsenal, right? It's fine. I think his heat smash though, since we're talking about his heat, I think the only change I would have for his heat is definitely to have his heat smash not be -12. This is way too low risk for what it does. Way too low risk. Especially for a low heat smash, you know? I definitely would like them to like make this not be like -12, maybe be like -14 at the very least. Especially considering that compared to other low heat smashes, Paul has the same robbery factors as what's the name? As Jin and Heihachi. Sorry, not Heihachi. Jin and what's his name? Fucking Fang. Where he's able to like trigger a bound from so far away.
Get ready for the next battle.
From a low heat smash, but that's only -12. Like this is the same idea as Jin heat smash, where it's like I can be like here, maybe like here, for example. I'll do this heat smash, and it'll still somehow break the wall. I'm going to be a little bit closer. See that? Like this is insane. Off of a low heat smash. You see that? It's just crazy to think about, man. Like this is way too much. I feel like this shouldn't trigger a bound from that far away. Off of a low heat smash as well. It's just so fun to look at, man. Strongest in the universe. Besides this, I also have the biggest gripe is forward 2. Why did they buff forward 2 to be 13 frames? To the point where like every single move he has. But by the way, forward 2 is like insanely cheater move. This move has really good tracking, has pretty much no whiff recovery at all, almost, and it's a full launcher at 13 frames. So for some reason, they decided to make every single move that Paul has in Heat a launcher. Every single move. So this is a launcher. This is a launcher. Forward 2 is a launcher. Forward 2 is a launcher. So like, why does every... And what's this other one? Fucking Factory 2. Every single move he has is a launcher. For whatever reason. So that's... should not be a thing. At least forward 2 don't make a launcher. Like, what the hell is this? I still don't understand why that's a thing. Yeah, down forward 2 is still super evasive. Like, super evasive. Like, what? Common situation for, like... maybe like a Kazuya, for example. Maybe like a Kaz. You do like 1-1 to 1-1, and he'll just do a down forward 2, still evading that down forward 2. Like, it still evades highs cleanly for some reason. I don't know why. Bum 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 bum. Happens sometimes. Wait. Is it a single jab? Hold on. Bum bum bum. Maybe a single jab only. Whee! Can't recreate it here, I'm bad. But here, I'll show you basic All Evasion 101. Fuck it. It's like the most common flowchart you'll ever see, probably. Shoot. There we go. Classic Pulse Evasion right here. Just crushing jabs cleanly. You can see all the situations that you're able to be put in. But it's just that's always been Paul down forward too, though. It's always been like stupid evasive. Down forward 4 to down forward 2. Yeah, dude, down forward 4. Speaking of down forward 4, this move is incredibly like, it's not too strong, but something I abuse a lot personally because it only -2. It lets you move around a lot, and of course, like on hit as well, like being +8, super strong. But it's just a strong move. But yeah, back to Paul. My biggest gripes, forward 2. This should have way more recovery. This is insanely impressive. It shouldn't be a launcher. 4-1 plus 4 shouldn't do what it does. It just shouldn't. It just shouldn't. I'll be honest with you. It just shouldn't. I feel like down forward 1-1-2 should be like -10 at least. I don't know why we have this idea of these strings just not being punishable. Even though they're like, they have duckable highs, right? Like you can think of like, think about Leroy, for example. Leroy has a similar idea where like, where is Leroy? Hold on, where is he? It's like a similar case where he has a mid-high mid string, but the last hit being punishable, and I feel like his is healthy in that regard. So Leroy has this, which is -10, whereas Paul puts him at only -9. I feel like this should be a thing moving forward, that all these strings that end up in like, much high reward strings should also be punishable. Like having it be safe is just stupid, especially when like on counter hit, right? It's all natural, so you should be rewarded for like visually confirming this the counter hit now. I feel like that should be like part of the game, but just getting this move out very well, like not really risking much, is just funny. And of course, having like down for 1 backsway, like this move being incredibly hard to step when you do front like a backsway. Of course, having all this like evasion off of it, you see back on +2, like basically, like this move is super evasive. Like basic Paul strats 1-1, just doing random round start, you see back on +2 because of how much evasion it covers. Super strong. Near wall, give wall combo, right? With what move exactly? Oh yeah, of course. With that for 1-1-1 too, yeah. You gotta have full wall combo. Let me not fuck up this move. Oh, hold on. Not what I wanted. On counter hit, of course, not a normal hit. Actually, if you do end up getting the third hit by any chance, you do get a wall spot as well. See that? So that or on counter hit, if the second hit lands, of course, you're soft. Bum bum bum. Natural. So yeah, that's the thing. It's +3. It's only +3 if you go into stance. Not +3 on by itself, right? Molly Mice too, but still having all these extensions off of it, it being +3 into stance, all these like incredibly strong ups off of it as well. Of course, wall standing 1-2 is also criminal. This is like delayable mid string from his wall standing. Like just eat this all around, all the way around neutral. I feel like making the second hit this may be steppable on delay. So otherwise, like it just jails. Maybe having it be like steppable on the delay would be really, really strong. Otherwise, you can just sort of be like too oppressive with this. Well, also I think it's fine. I think them making the hit confirm window on this is pretty crazy. Like, look at that hit confirm window. It's crazy delay. You're still able to get the confirm off of it as well. So, what's his minus, by the way? You mean like punchable moves, you mean? What's in here is not humming, by the way. You can stab it, just hard. It's hard to step. Of course, because EF3 is still being like one of his best lows for sure. Like a lot of range, a lot of damage, only 0 on hit, high crush. This is a very, very strong low. Of course, back 4 as well, only -12. His new deep dive shit as well, only -12 though. Like the thing with Paul these days is that he's able to play a lot more safe than he used to. Meaning that you can literally only play with like back 4 and like this low if you really wanted to. But QC3 is also there in your arsenal as well. And of course, Demo Man's still important to have as well, because that's still his main way of opening you up. Is like Casino Mode, Demo Man, or Deathist, which is definitely where his risk factors in. But even then, like just most of his stuff being the way it is just pretty funny. So my only ask for nerfs is definitely 4-1+4. 4-2 definitely needs to be toned down. Not be a launcher as well. I feel like this shouldn't be a launcher at all. This whole launching property should be reverted. I think wall standing 1-2 should get some form of counterplay to it. I think down forward 1-1-2 shouldn't be safe on block. That's my only ask for, I guess, changes, I guess you could say. Sidestep 3 as well. Sidestep 3, but that's always been like that though. Maybe make it like -13 instead of -12. So I think -12 is way too safe, you know? Make it like, you know, I would at least take -13, you know? I think -12 is way too little. No launching into it? No. I think that should no. I think that's just being launched is fine. I think just some moves shouldn't launch at all. You know. Asuka. I gotta talk about Asuka, man. All right, let me talk about Asuka real quick. Fuck it. All right. I despise Asuka. I actually play her a lot. I play Asuka a lot. I think she's fun to play, but I think I also see why she's incredibly stupid. Go easy on this. I got you. He's about Victor. Mainly in a nutshell, just Victor shove and running 2 and his combo. I feel like it's just those 3 things alone just put him so high up for me. Just running 2 should be more steppable. It's way too hard to step. Shove shouldn't have that much pushback the way it does. And I think his wall combo should be toned down. That's my main gripe with Victor in a nutshell. So, Asuka. Just thick June, bruh. So, my personal gripe with Asuka, right? I'm gonna just get into the things I want nerfed. Can-cans. This should be low parryable. I'm like, I don't know why they decided to make this move like on low parryable. This is like the biggest change probably Asuka's ever gone. Her and June, by the way. They both used to have low parryable can-cans, but now it not being low parryable is just, bro. Like it's making her like already insane evasion like that much stronger, you know? So can-cans definitely needs to get like some form of like nerf. Just having it be like low parryable would be nice, because you know it used to be the case before, but them removing that it makes it so much more stupid. I think Sabaki shouldn't be 0 on block the way it does. I feel like it should be like -9 similar to her Kicksabaki, and like similar to her Losa Kicksabaki as well. Like this is +10. At the wall it gives you like +1,000,000 though. Like see that? But it's incredibly slow, so you can like react to it. It's fun. This, however, is 4 frame startup. Is a full launcher on normal hit, meaning that if you just land this move normally, you can still get a full launcher. Into like 1,000,000 damage combo, right? So like your your risk for throwing out this Sabaki isn't very high, and the reward is just crazy. So 4 frames, full launcher, and not just that, it also tracks. So if you like slightly step to the right, I believe. No, it's to the left. If you slightly step to the left, it also tracks that way. See that? So I feel like having all of this off of a Sabaki, like, okay, it's a high. Yeah, you can make that argument, sure. But like, all of this for like such little risk, man. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense. I feel like there should be like at least like, okay, make him -5 maybe, like something, like just make it not her turn so that she's forced to do like a panic move afterwards. Like, dude, if they do Sabaki into Sabaki, like that makes sense, right? Okay, if they're -5, they want to fish for a jab attempt, right? That makes sense. It being 0 on block allows her to do so much. Like, I don't know why she gets all this off of a Sabaki attempt. I've said this since Tekken 7, by the way. I've always been like anti 4-2+3 against Asuka. I don't think I should give her a full launcher and like be 0 on block for what it does. I do like regular parry though. I'm a fan of them just making it more like easier to just, you know, hop the carry out of it. Maybe just like, you know, do like a grab out of it, you know, etc, right? But I do feel like 4-2+4, this move should get some form of reward toning down. So here's my thing. Here's my suggestion about Asuka, right? I want her to have to physically choose between going for turn options, right? I want her to choose between going for 4-3+4 for damage, but no Nanawa, or she goes for 4-2 Nanawa, right? I feel like certain stuff, for example, like let's say you do this combo, right? Like, okay, let's say you do this, right? Let's say you don't have heat here. You know, fuck it. Let me just give her Nanawa real quick. Let me just do this instead of heat. Where's Nanawa? Where's this thing over here? Here we go. Alright. So whenever you decide to burn Nanawa, for example, right? You burn it, you go for your highest damaging option, you immediately get Nanawa back. That's my biggest problem with this right now, is that your most damaging option is also leading you to get your stance back for much better reward. I feel like this is way too over the top. I feel like you should be more encouraged to sacrifice damage, or like go for like an option here between, okay, you spike them, right? So you're spending your resource, right? You're spending your resource. I want you to either choose between sacrificing damage so that you're able to get Nanawa again, or go for your damaging option for damage, but you don't get Nanawa back. That should be, like, in my opinion, like the more healthy approach to how this mixup should be like. Whereas now it's like, I can just either option and still get Nanawa back. And Nanawa, if you guys didn't know, like this opens up her most oppressive stuff. So like, you know, stuff like, for example, like running 1+2, for example, right? Like running 1+2 when Nanawa becomes +11, where without it, it becomes +4 only, right? So see that right there? That's where Nanawa becomes like a big power over her, right? So besides that, she also has 4+2, which is -6 on block. But you add Nanawa to it, it becomes +2 on block. And not just that, it's also, they're both also normal hitting launchers in Nanawa as well. So that's a high crushing +2 on block normal hit launcher. Running 1+2, a +11 on block, homing high, like normal hit launcher. And not just that, it's also pretty funny that the fact that she gets even more plus at the wall. Like she's already +11 in the open, by the way. +11 in the open. And she gets +18 at the wall. As if she needed more plus frames. As if she needed more. But hey, guess what? They gave her more. So it's like, I don't understand why they're giving her all this and letting Nanawa be so easily accessible. It puts her over the top. That's my biggest issue with Asuka at the moment. So I feel like they should make it so that there's an actual mix between, not mix rather, but like rather like giving her an option between sacrificing damage for Oki or just going for a damaging option while losing her turn afterwards, right? Because Asuka's all about hitting hard, right? That's always been her character. She's always like, hey, I'm a really hard hitting character, right? I'm gonna do a lot of damage to you, and you know, I'm gonna burn my resource for it, right? Because having a full spike off of this is really, really strong, right? So I feel like that should be the end of the turn there. Why is she able to loop you in the same situation? That's my biggest problem. She's able to loop you in the same situation. Okay, I burned 4+4 here. Now you're forced to guess again between me going for running 1+2 again or 4+2 again. That's my biggest that's my biggest issue. She's able to loop the same situation making it super fucking easy for her to just literally rob you in the first two. So most characters, when they want damaging options, right, they sacrifice Oki. Whereas in Asuka's case, she can go for her most damaging option and still get Oki. It's the same idea as spike combos in this game, where spike combos end up not only giving you Oki's event, but also giving you a flip over. And they give you the max damage. It's the same idea, where spike combos are a problem. This is the same idea, where like it's able to loop you back in the same situation while still being able to just sacrifice all these things, and her resource becomes like just over the top, you know? Another personal gripe I have as well is her heat smash. So her heat smash is, I think the biggest issue I have with her heat smash is being able to be in a plus 10 on block situation. And this is similar, this is not just her. Same thing with Brian. Brian also has a similar idea. But what makes Asuka so annoying specifically is that unless you're like, by the way, this is a privilege for us, by the way. Reina can backdash this mix. Same thing with the Lisa, but other characters, they're forced to guess. Where they're put in this situation where if they block the heat smash afterwards, right? They're forced to guess between a normal standing launcher or a unbackdashable low with down +2, right? This will snipe you. It's like Asuka Mix 101, right? It's just way too like safe for what she's able to do, right? So 1+2, safe launcher, launches crouchers, and like, you know, you can't power crush this, you can't parry this. Certain characters are able to backdash, thank god. So certain characters are also able to like escape it with like certain evasive moves. So for example, like a back single blow might escape this, you know, back tempo, for example, like Fang being one of them, you're able to back tempo some options, or back swing blow, blah 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 blah. But other characters, they don't have that privilege, you know? So it's like you can parry, yeah, like if you have like a strong parry, you can, but most characters don't have that privilege, you know? That's basically what I'm talking about. So I would like for them to like not make this like +10, maybe make it like +8 maybe, just so that there's more counterplay for 1+2, just so that there's, you know, more options are available, right? Maybe like power crush, maybe like fuck it, just either respect it or either power crush, right? So that she's forced to go for other options, for example. Because, you know, you add the idea of you doing a power crush, and guess what, now she's able to do can-cans, right? It becomes a more healthy mix-up where it's like there's risk to either options for what people are doing, but counterplay exists, you know? But that's what I want for it to happen. Not for her to get a unpower crushable, like unsteppable, unbackdashable, like 1+2, which thank god I can do it with Reina, thank god. Elisa can as well, but others don't have that privilege, you know? Like, I would like for them to do that, or maybe have more pushback on hit, maybe? Or on block rather. But it's like, she already has all these incredibly, like, evasive options, right? So like, let's say you go for a power crush afterwards, can-cans, or maybe I can go for a Sabaki afterwards, right? It adds more read-based meta to it, which makes it still annoying, but still like strong, you know? Whereas right now, it's super still. Like right now, you do this, I do 1+2, you can't backdash this, you can't power crush it, you're just forced to block it, and it's safe. And the full launcher on normal hit, meaning that if you're worried about that 1+2, guess what? Now this becomes an option. Get the full launcher off of this with like for like 1 million damage. And not just that, let's talk about her wall combo. So Asuka has a stupid thing where like she has annoying cross-ups off of her wall combo, and like for some reason this is not patched out yet. I don't know why. It's really hard to create in practice mode, but you guys have seen me like whenever I'm not sure if you guys saw my clips on Twitter, but I did post a couple of clips of me hitting this cross-up. But she has a bunch of cross-up at the wall. So like, let me do like maybe like quotes on myself. This is what it looks like. But she has a few really annoying options. So she has. Let's just do this. I messed it up immediately, bro. Let's try this again. Let's go here. Let me record real quick. I do have to go soon though. Okay, so let me just do this real quick. So let's do like this. Hold on, let me just record this. Bam, 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 bam. Bro, I messed up again. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, so you guys running 3, or just like bam, 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 bam. 40+4. So this is her main LQ tool, right? So she has 2 cross-ups. She has 4 3 plus 4 or running 3. So if you get up wrong, here's your situation. Like this can cross you up if you get up wrong. And if you tech roll the other way, it becomes a mix-up, right? It just becomes a really, really annoying mix-up. So I feel like that cross-up shouldn't exist at all. I can probably just be lazy here and just show you a clip, actually. Let me... maybe try to find it here real quick. Hold on. Gotta search my Twitter real quick. Asuka. I can't find this clip. Well, I can't find it, but just know that this crossover exists, okay? Running 3 will go in there, it'll just trade with you and just become super, super annoying. It is what it is, though. Yeah, that's just Asuka in a nutshell. I feel like those things should definitely be toned down. Obviously, running 1+2 needs to be toned down as well in some form of factor. Or 1+2 should not be a high crush launcher as well. I feel like that's just way too much. Not just that, I feel like her rage art shouldn't be plus on block when you fully charge it. This whole meta of fucking rage art charge, I feel like this whole thing should just go away. This whole meta of full crouch charge on her rage art is just so like scrubby. And it gets you a lot of mileage too. Because you can just panic move, right? Do a rage art and then just like you can't be plus on block on this. And people can be like, oh yeah, I can just step block and it's fine, right? But the issue with step blocking is that if she lets go like midway through the charge, it'll fully realign with you. That's the biggest problem. So like, let's say you do this. See how it realigns? I'm not sure if I can recreate it here, actually. Yeah, it doesn't really work, yeah. But the problem is, like, because of that realignment factor, it doesn't encourage you to, like, want to step sometimes. You just want to do, like, maybe like a small step block, for example. And once you, like, add that factor in, you might get into, like, a bad habit of just doing, like, a step block instinctively the moment you see a Oscar rage art. And the moment they don't charge it, you end up eating it. And it just becomes this really, like, stupid moment where you feel like an actual, like, noob for eating it. Because imagine you just held back, right? It just becomes like a super annoying. It's just a mind game that shouldn't exist to begin with, yeah. But that's just my personal gripe in a nutshell. Okay, I don't have much time, so I do have to speedrun the rest of this list. All right, Heihachi. Let's just talk about Heihachi. So I think Heihachi down for 1-2 stupid. It gives way too much health back. I feel like there should be like a meta for Heihachi where down for 1-2 blue spark shouldn't. Like, I feel like the blue spark should not give you that much health back compared to yellow spark. I feel like there should be some form of like reward that you earn for landing a yellow spark just frame with Heihachi down for 1-2. Let me just push him real quick.
Get ready for the next battle.
Why does he charge rage? I don't know. But like, here's my personal gripe with Heihachi. Let me do this real quick. Boom, boom. By the way, this will be the last creature I cover because I do have to go after this, unfortunately. Actually, no, I'll cover a few of them as well if I have time. But let me just go over this really quickly. Is this? No, that's not it. Player health here. There we go. All right. So pay attention to how much health Heihachi earns back for just landing it down for 1-2. That's yellow spark, right? He gets 11 damage, or is it 11? It's like, just look at how much health he gets back, right? Compared to blue spark. Both give him a lot of health back. But I feel like the significance of either doesn't really matter. And I feel like you should be rewarded very little health for blue spark compared to yellow. I feel like it will make him much more interesting as a character. Whereas like, it's like, okay, if you land all these like yellow spark dust frames, where like they're literally dust frames, they're not like easy mode dust frames, right? See how like, see that health difference already? I feel like they should make it a lot more rewarding, you know? Shouldn't give health back. I mean, it's gonna be mechanically already installed, so there's nothing else you can do about it, right? Like, it's kind of crazy how much health you get back, but either way, I feel like this, as a blue spark, shouldn't give you that much health back. It should barely give you any at all, to be honest with you. Whereas the yellow spark should give you, like, plenty, you know? I feel like that's what makes it a lot more interesting and would encourage Heihachi players to actually try to land the yellow spark a lot more. It would actually reward you for, like, going for, like, an actual dust frame, you know? Whereas now it's like, oh yeah, I can just do down for 1-2, if I fuck it up, whatever, you know? Yeah. Like it becomes more scrubby, you know? Like I can do this all day and like I can get so much health back. It's just funny. Also down for 1-2 breaking armor is ridiculously strong, but I feel like the only thing I would probably ask for down for 1-2 to have is just to make it a little bit easier to step on either side. Because right now you are able to sidewalk it, but then it also tracks you to a certain side as well. So like some characters have an easier time, some of them don't. It's like super character dependent whether you're able to step it or not. But it tends to like be incredibly oppressive sometimes. Like here, like in practice mode, yeah, you can see Asuka stepping it both ways and like, you know, having no problems, right? But there's also a time where it can track a lot, and like when you factor in like startup timing on the side step and whatnot, it becomes super hard. I feel like this should be steppable both sides. Just make it like an actual thing to go for, because unlike down for 1-2, Heihachi down for 1 tends to realign both ways. So like this is like a common thing for Heihachi, is that whenever he eats a down for 1-1, the high will track on both sides. See that? So like it doesn't really matter what side you go to, it'll just realign with you. See that? So in order to make it a little bit more like, you know, have some actual counterplay exist, just have this be steppable both sides and not be so incredibly hard to step for both characters, while other characters have an easier time. Like, for example, like I'm showing you Asuka here, for example, right? She's having a much easier time stepping this. But some characters, and funny enough, Elisa being one of them, having a hard time stepping it either way. And this is Elisa we're talking about. But for some reason she has a harder time stepping than others. I don't know why. So a bunch of weird stuff is happening with Heihachi. Down for 1-2. One down for 1 reline. He needs it. That's a pretty important change to have. I feel like oh dear lord. I feel like Hell Sweep shouldn't be homing from 4 to 4. Like you can't step this either side, unfortunately. One can't step it there, obviously. But it's like this Hell Sweep being practically homing from either side. It's pretty crazy oppressive. So Hell Sweep should probably be a little bit more linear, just a little bit. So I feel like it gets a lot of mileage at the moment, just being able to just get a Hell Sweep like this and just having it realign super well. Hydrate. I can't hydrate because I'm fasting. And of course, I would also like for Hayes to get a, you know, this is obviously good as well. For him to get like a damage nerf as well. Right now, Heihachi combos are crazy high in damage. Obviously, you guys have seen them, you know, land literal death combos at certain times. Let me do like this real quick. Bum. Hoorah! So yeah, that's insanely high damage for barely any effort. So it's like I need them to tone down his damage a little bit. I'm pretty sure down for 3 is gonna get hit for sure. So I feel like right now doing like nearly 50 damage. Yeah, 50 damage off of 1 hit string is crazy high. So I feel like they're probably gonna tone them down for sure. And of course, Warrior Instinct having a safe fucking Hell Sweep, man. Okay, so here's the thing about Warrior, right? If you ever like activate Warrior, I feel like certain things should be a little bit more punishable. So, for example, I feel like 1+2, if you know, getting what it does in Warrior, I feel like the moment Warrior is activated, this should go from being like -10 to like -13, maybe -12 at least, for what it does. Look, okay, still make it super strong, right? But -12 sounds more like a good trade-off for what it does, you know? Otherwise, like, just being still saying -10 while being able to have all this is just ridiculous, yeah? So I feel like Warriors definitely have that happen to it. Definitely it's good to get, you should get a damage different Warrior as well. It's just insanely oppressive at the moment. Also talked about this before as well, but like a 4-4 cross up as well should also be taken away. Because right now, Heihachi has this stupid cross up with up 4-4 where like if they attack roll to a certain side, you are actually able to get like a full combo off of this. Let me show you what that looks like. Hopefully I landed here because it's pretty hard to land. Not there. It's like on tech roll right. So no, tech roll left, I believe. Hold on. This This is a full cross up that offers a full combo on normal hit. So I don't know why this still exists. Again, another cross up situation that I feel like should not exist at all. Same thing like Oscar that I mentioned earlier as well, right? So both of them having insanely strong cross ups as well. Stuff that I feel like should not be around, you know. Those are just my in a nutshell nerfs. Buffs though, I feel like the only buff I would ask for Heihachi is just being able to just do a rage art off of back 2. That's my biggest like wish list for Heihachi, to be honest. I feel like back 2 into rage art should be a thing, you know. Right now you land like back 2, and for some reason rage art whiffs. Not just that, I feel like single down for 1 should also give like a small hitbox buff. Because right now like his down for 1 tends to get crushed a lot. My down for 1 has been crushed by Claudia hop kick. It gets crushed by Yoshi hop knee, for example. Like I'll show you. Literally, I had this example earlier when I was showing Yoshi, right? I was talking about his hop knee earlier, right? So let me do punish real quick, and we'll do hop knee. Do I have it here by any chance? I do. Okay, good. So let's say, for example, you're Heihachi, right? You want to do a mid check off your high dash. Yeah, you lose. So his down for 1 definitely needs a buff. I was like, I'm not gonna like sit here and like downplay that. Like his down for 1 definitely needs some small buff, because otherwise like getting crushed by all these things are just funny. But that's like my only ask for changes for Heihachi. Otherwise, I think he's in a really good state. Like forward 3 is still crazy strong, back 4 is still crazy strong. Like everything else is still crazy strong, but I feel like down for 1 should not reline the way it does. But if you want to keep it, then fine. Just nerf down for 1 too then. Like definitely gotta work around that. Maybe some form of scaling on his damages would also be nice, because I feel like his damage is way too high at the moment. But we'll see what they do. He definitely needs some buffs, I will say. Like just not the buffs you think he does. Not like, oh, he needs like most crazy things. Yeah, better frames. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like some things need to be like it definitely. I would say like more like a reworks. I would probably say. All right. All right. You know what? Let's speedrun this real quick. Okay, so June. Let's talk about June. June. My only gripe is similar to Asuka. Can should be low parryable. The Baki should not be 0 on block into a full launcher. I think June Waltzing 2 shouldn't be homing. I think June Waltzing 2 should be much easier to step. I don't know why it's like a near homing 13 frame counter hit launching move. That's pretty stupid. I think her Gen spike should be taken away. The fact that they found a new way to get a spike combo with June and still like letting it rock in the game is pretty crazy. I think back 2 obviously should be more linear. Like for some reason June has a lot of things that tend to reline. Like 4-2 cross up at the wall as well. She has a full wall combo of 4-2 1+2. That offers a full cross up with the wall. It tends to reline like it's practically near homing as well. Her like 4-4-2 strings as well tends to reline a lot as well. Like back 2 strings tend to reline a lot. A lot of realignment stuff. That's like the biggest thing. So besides that, I think she's mostly in a good state. Like in terms of like poking and whatnot, but just make Can's low parryable. Just please remove Gen Spike and fix her random strings realign with you, and make Waltzing 2 steppable to the left. Like it should be linear to the left, but you can never step it. And of course, the last thing I want to talk about is her forward 1+2 parry. I think that should be that should get a small recovery nerf. I feel like this move right here. Let me show you what that looks like. Where's June?
Get ready for the next battle.
Low-heat smash -12. I don't know why it's -12. But I feel like in heat, this move is incredibly stupid. This move right here. This needs some form of recovery nerf. This is like way too fast for what it does. Like it's way too abusable. Neat. And it's really hard to whip punch as well. Like at least increase the recovery on whiff, right? Maybe on block keep it the way it is, but on whiff it's like criminal what it does. So I feel like that would be a healthy nerf as well, because I feel like 41+2 is like more like a brain dead move in the heat. Would definitely like for that to be like some, like just have some form of recovery, you know? That's it in a nutshell for June. Reina, like I already think she's in a healthy state. I think the only nerf I would probably see for Reina personally is probably 3+4. I think 3+4 for in heat shouldn't realign the way it does. I think that's like the only thing I would probably ask for her to maybe get nerfed. Other than that, obviously I'm more biased because she's my main, obviously, right? I think she's overall in a healthy state. Just 3+4 in heat to definitely get like some form of toning down because it tends to realign really well. Like a lot of people can't really step it. But other than that, I think she's mostly like gonna get some buffs. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But other than that, it's like she's still in a really good state. Like otherwise, like I feel like just other characters above her needs to get toned down so that they're more in a healthy state. You know, like they're in a much more healthy state. Leroy, I've already talked about before. I think down back 3 is a stupid low, safe low. Like I don't know why down back 3 has a high crash factor, like really hard to step, and it's safe on block. Like safe on block going into a parry that can like fucking like parry hop kicks. I feel like Leroy parry should probably not. Let's go put causing S. I think his 50-50 is way too strong. That's why. 50-50 is way too strong. His hell sweep gives you a wall splat way too much. It's just he's too cheap at the moment. He's way too cheap at the moment. 2D1+2 is way too cheap. Reward is way too high. 442 is unsteppable. Blah blah blah. That's got in a nutshell. I'll go back to talking about Leroy. You can watch the VOD back if you're interested. But yeah, Leroy in a nutshell. Okay, so Leroy, 1+2 shouldn't realign. First of all, that shouldn't realign. Second of all, it shouldn't like be unwhiff punishable. Like with Leroy 1+2, you can just eat that shit out, and then eventually like someone will walk into it. I feel like it's stupid. Let me just cover Leroy real quick. I might as well, because I feel like Leroy does need some buffs, but also needs some nerfs as well. I feel like he's like on the fence of both changes. Like he needs some form of changes that are positive, and some that are negative. Let me pick Leroy real quick. Where is he? Because I am going to be here. I am going to be fair. Even though I despise his character, I did play him. I did get him to GOD just so I can see how he is, and I did like understand where some of his issues are, but also where some of his cheap stuff is. You know. So like I said, down back 3, this should be like -15 at the very least for what it does. Because this move, like on normal hit, obviously is like +5, but fucking on counter hit leads to a full launching heat engager, which is insane. Which, by the way, this is what I mean by Hermit 1+2. By the way, this move tends to be like, first of all, it realigns with you really well. It tends to like absorb any like whip punish attempts that are a little bit too early or a little bit too late, because he tends to like absorb you in. The same thing applies with his Hermit 1+2. And not just that, the last hit of these moves tend to like fully track both sides. So like when you're just like sidewalking 1+2, for example, like let's just say you're sidewalking, right? The last hit tends to absorb you on both ends because of how active it is. See that? I feel like they definitely gotta tone that down just to make it, you know, actually like whip when you like sidewalking correctly. Same thing with his like Hermit 1+2, right? So this will track that way. This will track this way as well. See that? This is stupid. And I feel like this is like definitely needs to be toned down for sure. And when I say toned down, I just mean like being more realistic to actually sidewalk and punish properly. And not just that. I believe Hermit 1+2 should not be a launcher either. Like for what this move does, like off of like down back 3 into like a full counter hit, like it's just way too much damage, man. It's just way too much damage. Like you do this to a high crash low, and like you're already like safe as hell, because any like quick punch attempts here it becomes really annoying. But not just that, your reward becomes insanely high when we land this shit. Bam bam bam. Like you just end up getting this really easy combo afterwards, and it's just like I feel like it's just way too much, you know. Hard stuck red rank, it's fine. You'll be able to get out soon. Other than that, I feel like my main gripes with Leroy is just those 3 things mainly. Of course, parry as well. Perfect parry being super easy to do. I feel like parry needs to get nerfed as well. I feel like hop kick should be a legitimate counterplay for hop kick for his parry, because most parries in this game can't parry hop kicks anymore, but for some reason Leroy still can. Like Leroy still can just parry hop kick attempts. I don't know why. Like aerial moves should not lose to parries, you know, or at least to reversal rather. Also, I think I mentioned it before earlier as well, but I feel like just having like Oh, this doesn't high crouch anymore. Hold on. What's that force crouching move? There you go. The blue spark parry has way too much damage. So I feel like they should definitely tone this down, like damage wise. And also on block should not be like -10 only. I feel like this move should be like -11 maybe. Maybe like a -12. Just make it more risky. Because if you successfully bait out the blue spark parry, like he's still only -10. So that's something. Yeah, he parries weapon. He parries everything. He literally parries everything. And he can just spam back 2 all the time. Like it's not even that hard for him. Like this just frame, you think it's hard. Oh yeah, he landed a perfect parry, right? He's like all good and whatnot. But then like you realize he's just spamming back 2 all the time. Like here, I'll show you my inputs. I'm just spamming back 2. It's not even that hard. See? I'm just spamming back 2, and like it looks hard, but it's not. So it's like more like new friendly. Yeah. So that's my biggest, I guess you could say, like nerfs that I would probably ask for. Other than that, I feel like buffs that I feel like it would be good for Leroy is like having like down forward 1-4, for example, be more plus in Hermit. I feel like +3 is way too little when it comes to just pressure and like reward and whatnot. I feel like there should be maybe like +5, +6 would be nice. 1-2-4 as well. I feel like it should be like +5 maybe. Maybe like +3, +5. I feel like +3 is way too little for what he's able to do. Not just that, like being like canceling off of Hermit is also really awkward as well. It's like Hermit 4, like you're most of the time forced to commit to this move if you want to be safe. I feel like this needs way more plus time to work with. Like 1-2-4, make it like +5 maybe. Maybe like down for 1-4, and of course whilst being 1-4 as well. They're all being +3 is very, very little. And last thing is his C-Smash. His C-Smash, I feel like +6 is way too little. But +6 is still decent. I feel like it's in a good spot though. But I can see this becoming +8 though. But if it becomes +8, it's gonna be super toxic because this becomes a frame trap. And you can't power crush afterwards. I feel like +6 is a really good spot though. But down for 1-4 definitely needs some form of like reward buff, I would say. But that's really it for Leroy. +6 is just good. Yeah. I agree. Leo in a nutshell, I think is fine. He just needs to like lose his spike combo, lose his heat smash, wall splat. I feel like those two, like, I don't know. I don't think any wall splat. I don't think any heat smash is just wall splat, but that's just here to stay, right? There's no like changing that at this point. I feel like Leo main gripe with him is just his evasiveness off of his like back tempo thing, because it covers way more range than fucking Bang for example for some reason. I think down forward 2+3 shouldn't be -13 for what it does. I feel like that move should be like -13 at very least, instead of -12. Or maybe like -14, because it's a high crush counter hit launching low. I feel like those type of lows should never be like -12 only. That's way too little. It's only -12, yeah. Yeah, it's only -12, yeah. I feel like it should be like -13, -14. Down forward 2 should probably have less pushback on block. I feel like down forward 2, yeah, like just down forward 2 can like have less pushback. Down back 2 should probably like have less tracking, to be honest with you. But we'll probably see that be more realistic in the next update when we have like our sidestep buffs, right? So I feel like down back 2 can clip you way too often. Yeah, down forward 2 just has magic tracking. It's like similar to Jack down forward 2, you know? But other than that, I don't think Leo's that good. I just feel like those two things are mainly what's like giving us a hard time, right? His back tempo shit like covers way too much space, but at least on a good read you're able to hit him out of it, which is honestly why I think it's healthy. I feel like Fang should take notes for that, because Fang can just do back tempo and he's incredibly safe, whereas like Leo's actually taking some more form of risk. I feel like, okay, this is actually a nerf I would actually like to see. So I feel like Leo's 1+2 grab is like way too overtuned in the idea of being a side switch grab, but also a wall splat grab. Like, he just ends up sending you so far away. Like, look at that. So like, if you're like super far away from the wall, he still has a really good chance of just wall splatting you out of nowhere. Just because. Let me put this at the wall. Hold on. I think more like a personal gripe. Oi. I feel like just having small ranged from this would be nice. Otherwise, like, you know. course his damage being incredibly high, but that also due to the spikes. I feel like spikes are just what they're the main like reason here, you know. But damage was just way too high right now because of the spikes, but that'll probably get removed next update. Yeah, this is super strong. So this is more of a I guess you could say like more of like a system thing issue as well. But I feel like there are certain times where like Leia would go for like back 1/1+2, right? And then they would go for buck 2, for example. Like this whole thing right here. I don't know what this. I think it's called Ken. I think it's Ken. I'm not. I forgot what the stance name is called. But I feel like this shit gets a little bit toned down when it comes to evasion, because there are times where I swear to you. So this is supposed to be -12, right? Like on block, and like if he goes into stance, right? Like most 12 frame mints that are not like high hitting is supposed to be able to hit him, and you know, one of them being like a Reina 1+2, for example, or Hayachi 1+2. They can just do that and then be okay, right? But I swear, even my 12 frame mid has been crushed by this move a lot. Like this little thing right here. This is crazy evasion. Same with like down back 3. The evasion on this move is crazy good. And I feel like they should definitely like tone it down just a little bit. Just so that these random evasion doesn't really happen, you know? But that's sort of it, really. Other than that, like Leia's in a good spot. Not really too impressive, but just those are my main gripes with this character. Of course, you know, like I said, down 42+3 should be a little bit more punishable. This is way too safe for what it does. High crush as well. Of course, also 4+2 should also like be like maybe like -14 or maybe 13 at least. Again, 12 frame heat engager. Sorry, 11 frame heat engager from wall standing. Only -12. Like it's still incredibly strong. But let's see what else was this? Well, that's probably it, to be honest. Zafina, I think it's just mainly like, let's see. I think Zafina, like what's my issue with Zafina? It's like the same idea as like just realignment stuff, like her Scarecrow stuff, like her Scarecrow 2/1+2. That tends to realign a lot. I feel like but that's probably gonna get fixed the moment they add the whole tracking like buff, I guess I could say. Okay, no, sorry, not tracking buff, the whole sidestep buff thingy. Porthos, hello. But I feel like that whole thing is probably gonna get toned down, hopefully, for sure. Running 1+2 is pretty annoying. I feel like running 1+2 should be easier to float and get like a proper float punish on that shit. Because otherwise it just becomes like super annoying to punish all the time. Other than that, I feel like Zafina's in a good spot though. Like she's gimmicky, she's evasive, but counterplay exists, so it's mostly fine. Okay. Lee, I feel like I would put a lot higher, to be honest with you. I would put Lee a lot higher. Maybe like here. And not down here. If his low game wasn't so like Like I feel like Lee not having a knockdown slide is the only thing holding him back from being like a near S tier character at the moment. like dude, fucking Lee is like super annoying. Like he's solid in like almost every right at this point, like 1+2, like being like one of the best mids in the game, like homing mid plus on block, full launcher on counter hit as well, running 3-4 uninterruptible and heat as well, like slide being super annoying, back 3-3 being like super damaging, +4 on hit. And there's like a lot of damage, obviously. Counter hits, still having a magic 4, by the way. Like Lee down, like Lee fucking magic 4 still combo still exists. I don't know why. Still has incredible evasion off of like down 2 and like 4-4-4. Still has incredible evasion. Bro, I've crushed mids with 4-4-4 with Lee. Like that shit has way too much evasion, man. So I feel like that, and of course by combo just being taken away is definitely gonna be like needed. But I feel like his heat game might get buffed next season, and if his heat gets buffed, then I feel like he's gonna skyrocket in the tier list. I feel like, but right now I feel like Lee's in a really good spot, where he's not too over the top, but I feel like he's just 2 buffs away from being over the top. You know what I mean? But that's just it in a nutshell. Jack, I feel like Gamma Parry is just way too strong, but I feel like Jack struggles against top tiers in this game, like really badly. That's why I have him so low. I honestly feel like Jack, yeah, he's mostly just gimmicks, yeah. Like Jack, for the most part, is really strong. Like he's straightforward, but against top tiers, he tends to struggle a lot. Like Jin, really fucking hard for him. Fucking Shaheen can be a tough time as well. Like just a lot of shit that he can't get around. Like, I feel like Jack not being able to move around and all that shit is so fucking tough for him. But otherwise, Jack is super solid, by the way. Jack is like super strong. But the fact that he can't move and like how strong top tiers are just puts him so low for me. Yeah, Jack can't step. Exactly. Lydia. I feel like Lydia just needs her down 2 to be like not like -4 on block. Sorry, -4 on hit rather. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. I was saying, I think for Lydia, down forward 1 should be like -4. Sorry, her down forward 1 should not be like -6 on block. Maybe like make it like -4, maybe -3. I think down 2 should be like maybe like -2 on hit. Like -4 is way too little. Sorry, like way too little for what it does. Like yes, it does give her a full crash down forward 2. That is pretty strong. But the amount of range it covers like really low. I feel like it's very poor range for what it covers. Other than that, I don't think Lydia should get much change. I think she's in a really good spot. Just fix down for 1, buff down 2, and I feel like she's already gonna do like a lot better. Azu, the only reason I have Azu so low is because she tends to like have like certain stuff be OSable, like her down for 1 string, for example. Like down for 1/4 should not be completely OSable as you do a size of bright block. I feel like that's pretty stupid compared to other people's down for 1s. I think her forward 4 string should not be OSable by certain people. Like for example, like with Reina, I can just do 3+4. I can do like a hop kick. Same thing like Lily, for example. She can just completely kill forward 4 attempts from Azu by just doing like a hop kick, for example. Here, I'll show you what that looks like visually as well, just real quick. Let me do this real quick. I'll just pick Reina, why not? So like forward 4 extensions for Azu for some reason just can be completely gutted by a lot of people. It's not just my character, it's like other people as well. So boom. She go for this extension. Or if he goes like anything else, for example, she goes for like the high option. Or even the mid option as well. There we go. So all these things can just be OS by 1 single move. Which is pretty bad. So not just that, it's also hop kick. So like having this be completely like this OSable is not okay. So that's why I feel like they're probably gonna fix that out. And afterwards I'll probably put her a lot higher up. Because I do feel like Azu's strong, but I feel like just these things existing just puts her so down for me. Devilgen, same boat. Just need his down forward 1 to get like a small buff. Same thing with his jab, and that's it. I feel like Devilgen just mostly bug fixes. Devilgen is super strong, by the way. I feel like he's just really strong. He just needs to have like his down for 1 to be fixed. Jab needs to be fixed as well, and just mostly bug fixes. Otherwise, he's in a really good spot. I don't think he should get any other buffs. Maybe like if he was to get like 1 buff, I feel like Laser Scraper would be it. Just having back forward 2/4 like wall spot again. I feel like that would be like the only buff I'd probably ask for. Otherwise, I think just down for 1 be like -3 would be good. Jab getting fixed would be good. I think 1/1 needs to be nerfed from Devilgen. I feel like that realigning a lot is stupid. Down back 1+2 charge is also really stupid. I feel like that should be easier to step. It's like really fucking hard to step. Yeah, it's crazy dumb, yeah. I think his electric hitbox is like the biggest one. By the way, if you guys didn't know, electric, like out of all the Mishimas, Devilgen's electric actually has the biggest hitbox out of all of them. So definitely gotta hope for that to get toned down as well. But that's mostly it. He just mostly bug fixes. Raven, same idea. No, it's actually Devilgen. Devilgen has the biggest electric. Next to him is Kazuya Heihachi, then Reina being the smallest. But yeah, Raven's in the same boat. It's like mostly just bug fixes. I feel like he's just way too bugged out at the moment. That's why I really have him so low. What's about Lydia? I just think her down forward 1 and down 2 needs to be like adjusted. Like her down forward 1 needs to be like -3 instead of -6. Her down 2 needs to be like slightly buffed. That's probably it. Otherwise, I think she's in a very good spot. Just those 2 moves specifically needs to get fixed up, and that's it. Yeah, Raven mostly just bug fixes. It's way too bugged out at the moment. Eddie is just like similar idea, where he has a lot of bugs. Like wall sending 2 tends to bug out a lot. Like if you guys didn't know, like if Eddie ducks back 4-3 from Dragunov, for example, he does wall sending. He attempts to launch it with wall sending 2, right? If he attempts to do that, he actually will. Hold on, let me get this call real quick. I'm back. All right, I gotta wrap this up soon. All right, but yeah, I think for Raven, just mostly bug fixes. Same thing with Eddie, just mostly just bug fixes. Otherwise, I think is straightforward, just casino mode, gambling, where it's just pretty annoying to deal with. Same thing with like Lars. I think Lars is just pretty gimmicky as well. Like most of his stuff is just gimmicks, you know. Not very solid when it comes to like neutral stuff. And same thing with Panda, just mostly just gimmick stuff. But yeah, that'll conclude everything. I like had to play. It's only been 3 hours. Goddamn, just mean 3 hours of me talking. But yeah, that's in a nutshell. My current thoughts. Phew, we're done. And of course, Anna. We're gonna see Anna soon. Yeah, that's my reasoning for everything. You guys agree, disagree? Let me know. If you guys had this, you know, enjoy this small portion, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. All right. I send y'all somewhere. Let's see. All right, we'll do a focus. Why not? All right, guys, take care. Peace. Small little stream today, but hey, it's just nice to come back, right? All right, take care, guys. Peace. Hope you guys have fun. I rambled for like 3 hours. That's crazy. Alright guys, peace. Later.